They thought a lawsuit would shut me up. After a $328 million indictment rocked the foundations of Goliath's operation, the response wasn't transparency, it wasn't accountability, it wasn't an apology to the victims. Instead, it was a $300,000 lawsuit aimed at a whistleblower, followed by
procedural
maneuvers designed to apply pressure, control the narrative, and drain time and resources. This is a tactic as old as financial fraud itself. When the facts become dangerous, the strategy shifts. You don't fix the problem, you attack the messenger. You escalate. You create urgency. I wish I could read.
You lean on legal language.
Court deadlines and technical filings. You attempt to manufacture the appearance of legitimacy while the underlying allegations grow more serious by the day. In this case, while a federal criminal proceeding was unfolding in parallel, civil litigation pressures continued, draft filings, demands for approval, implied consequences if cooperation wasn't immediate. I'm struggling today, and I'll tell you why in a minute. It's the kind of, wow, why did ChatGPT use such big words?
Procedural chess that looks ordinary on paper but feels very different when you're the target.
Big words for me. And then just as quickly as the lawsuit was dismissed. And that sentence matters because it isn't about routine legal administration. It's about litigation. I can't even read these words. Why do you give me these friggin' words for?
Litigation can be weaponized in high-stakes financial scandals.
It's about aggressive legal. I'm not even going to read this. I'm just going to say today I feel very vulnerable. I'm going to tell you my story and why I'm impelled, even though I wasn't going to go live today, to sit here and write another lengthy blog about what happened today. So first of all, I received a phone call at 5 a.m. in the morning because someone who's a victim didn't realize I needed to sleep and I live in another country, and that's okay. I picked up my phone. I couldn't see. I didn't have my glasses on. See, you can't see me without my glasses on. And I just wrote back 3 words, "Are you okay?" And they come back and said, "Yes, I wanted to talk to you." Now, I can't be all things to all people, but I am generally concerned about people's welfare. And I understand that not everyone knows that we live on different time zones. And then I thought, okay, I chatted to them for a wee while. I'm awake now. So I thought I'd start looking through my emails. I looked through my emails and I see that Oliver Berman, the lawyers that were filing a lawsuit or trying to file a lawsuit against me, had just doubled down and decided to file a court, to give me a submission where they are actually asking the courts to pay $300,000. Well, they want me to pay $300,000 towards their lawsuit. They're basically saying they're trying to sue me for $300,000. So I messaged one of my Avengers, which is on a different time zone, and I said, look at this. So we spent the next couple of 3 hours writing the perfect reply. And to be honest, it was like, this is ridiculous. There's Christopher Delgado, $328 million indictment for running one of the largest Ponzi schemes in America, decides to use his lawyers using your money that you've probably invested to come after me just one last time. So I go into WhatsApp and somebody's reported me on WhatsApp, so I've lost my WhatsApp account at the moment, where I was messaging my let's say, victim who probably isn't really in the best frame of mind, probably thinking that I've ghosted him because I told him I can't be all things to all people. Another victim reached out to me this morning at 9:30, another $150,000 lost, asking for my advice. I'm saying, will you speak on camera? I have one of my colleagues that wants to interview people that have lost money to Goliath. Why are we struggling to find someone who will speak on camera and tell the world the impact that Christopher Delgado has had on people who he has defrauded? Why is that the case? This person says, I don't want to talk to media. I'm on a visa here in America, and it might jeopardize that. And I said, well, I don't think it will. And he said, they've lost another $150,000. So then I have a look at this, and I'm just, as I said in the outset, I'm feeling a bit defeated today. This is a news clip. The reporter standing here, I travelled from New Zealand to Orlando, and Matt here was the only person that put me on camera and let me share my story before he said he could or couldn't cover me for whatever reason. And he said, excellent. And then I think, oh, maybe we've actually got some recognition. Now, it might sound a bit funny that I want recognition for being the whistleblower for this. Matt was my main hope for basically being on mainstream media. And when I watched this clip, he didn't mention me once. However, he did mention this on LinkedIn, and I'm not knocking him, by the way. I'll tell you why.
Big thanks also to Danny D. Heck for his amazing investigative work leading up to this. I hope to bring more of my conversation with Danny to viewers as reporting on Goliath continues.
Well, that's great. This hasn't really had that many views, and it's not really going to cut the mustard for what I'm trying to accomplish here. So you're probably thinking, well, does Danny just want to be on camera? If you check out Matt's profile here, you can see he's got a nice T-shirt on, by the way. He's great. He was great to talk to. He gave me some advice, which I really took to heart, and it was really, really nice. But why do I feel defeated? Because I'm one of the only people that can actually stick their neck on the line. I want people to know that people do care. I do want some publicity. And I do want to get the recognition for people who think they can run these Ponzi schemes and scams. And I want people to know when I and my Avengers come after you, the game is up. And I will take whatever necessary actions are needed to stop or slow your Ponzi scheme so you're exposed. I don't want to be woken up at 5 o'clock in the morning by a victim who's lost a lot of money. I can't be all things to all people. I'm here for you. I want to help you, but you guys need to help yourselves. People need now what to do. Do I wait for a class action lawsuit? Well, there's places that you can get help, and that's what it's all about. Now, we'll have a look at this in a minute, but this guy here thought it was a good idea to send me an email telling me that he's going to sue me for $300,000 with Goliath's help. And I'll read the email so I get the facts right. But let's find out about David Robson. Let's have a listen.
David Robbins is a senior associate within PBY&A's litigation practice group. Having earned a reputation for meticulous and comprehensive representation, David stands out as an advocate for businesses and individuals who need holistic legal representation to navigate the challenges of commercial disputes. David represents clients in a wide variety of commercial litigation matters, including intricate business disputes, appellate law, cryptocurrency, legal proceedings related to Amazon management, and public records actions. His experience with arbitration tribunals, such as the American Arbitration Association and based in, further ensures that his clients receive representation at multiple levels. David's academic background includes a dual degree from the Talmudic University of Florida in both Talmudic law, BA, and as a Master of Religious Education. He earned his JD from Florida International University College of Law, where he received the distinction of a Dean's Scholarship and Merit Scholarship. David's immersion in both Talmudic and American legal systems makes him exceptionally prepared to skillfully address complex issues. This experience allows David to provide his clients with tailored and creative legal solutions that are both inventive and effective.
Right, so if you scam people out of $328 million and you didn't have any money when you started, you can afford to hire David. And you can use that money that you're scammed out of people, allegedly scammed out of people, to hire lawyers like this, to intimidate whistleblowers like me. So what I've done is I've put a picture here of David sending me an email intimidating me. And I'm going to go through this. Now, think about ethics. Do people who represent scammers have ethics and values? And I'll let you answer that question. I'm not going to make any assumptions here. Christopher Delgado, indicted for a 328 million scheme. 300K whistleblower case escalates. So if originally when they were going to sue me or try to sue me and they don't have jurisdiction over me, they weren't going for any money. But they sent me a document, which you'll see in a few minutes, where they are now claiming that they wanted my approval and my stamp on it before they submitted it to the courts. And we're going to have a look at that draft right now. Now, I haven't had much sleep over the last couple of days, and the detrimental effects that this has all had on me is a major, and the detrimental effects it's having on my Avengers is also major. You know, and I want to get in the limelight because I want to tell people the dirty tactics of the people they're associating with. And also some really good stuff's happened today, which I can't tell you still, but some really cool stuff's about to happen for me and my Avengers that will make this all worthwhile and hopefully create more awareness around scams. So when a man facing a $328 million federal fraud case responds by threatening a whistleblower with a $300,000 in legal warfare, the lawsuit isn't about truth, it's about control. For months, I've been investigating Goliath Ventures since the 1st of September, a crypto-based operation that marked structured joint ventures and liquidity-driven returns, with aggressively dismissing critics as malicious. So that's what they basically said. If you read if you go to Orange County Courts and you download the summons and also read what they accused me of, you can actually see that they were saying I was just malicious and I was going after the company and I was showing no remorse. I've just all of a sudden picked out this company that was offering 3 to 8% returns per month, and I thought I'd just ruin everyone's life. That's basically what the court case said. So on the 1st of September 2025, the case was consumed an extraordinary amount of my time, 70 to 80 hours a week, on financial exposure. And Goliath has been one of the most significant files on my desk for some time, even though I am still going after other Ponzi schemes and scams, and we've got another big one brewing at the moment. And this isn't weakness. This is me just telling you that we get exhausted sometimes. We're only human. When alleged losses reach into hundreds of millions, the inbound flow of victims, whistleblowers, and documents does not slow down. It escalates. So literally my inbox, I haven't even had a chance to make any money this week. I haven't had a chance to respond to my emails. I haven't had it, I've lost my WhatsApp account at the moment. I'll be back in a few minutes. And I'm literally feeding reporters. I'm literally feeding reporters the information, and I have only had one reporter mention my name. I want to be in the limelight because I'm the one in the coal fire. I'm the one in the front loading the fire. I've got Queen Akama in here in the chat room at the moment. We go hammer and tong after scammers who are getting away with fraud. Zoom allows people to use their platform to facilitate fraud. YouTube allow people to post videos to entice people to get involved in investment scams that are not real. Facebook. How many times have you seen Facebook adverts out there scamming people? How many people have seen scams promoted on Facebook? Instagram, TikTok. All these platforms are facilitating scammers. And there's only a small handful of people that will put their face on camera and fight this fight. And I fight the fight most of the time by myself with my hidden Avengers, which they give me a lot of backing. I feel like I'm a sail and my Avengers are the wind blowing me through this sea of scam. And every now and again, I get pissed off. I cannot do everything. I cannot be all people. I cannot have people who ring me up and tell me they just want their money back. I want to know how to get my money back. I've just received correspondence from a company that tells me that they want to take victims. So what do? I just hand that over to everybody and go, hey, look, I've got a lawyer that wants to pick up the slack and look after victims. No, I don't have a lawyer. I have to go through and find out what their motive is. I have to find out whether they are able to help people. And I can't really provide that type of advice because if I get it wrong, I could be liable. People often say to me, oh, you call everything a Ponzi scheme. And they go, have you got any good investment opportunities? I'm not here to give you investment advice. Otherwise, I'll be contradicting everything that I say. So it's a tricky one. So in time, there may be a class action lawsuit. In time, Christopher may actually give up the real bundle of money that he stashed away. In the meantime, if you haven't been keeping up with current events, he actually has been informing the government and helping them with their investigation for weeks. And now he's voluntarily handed himself in. That's why he's at home with Steve Davis with his ankle bracelet on. Steve Davis, by the way, isn't a fire chief, never has been. He was like a district commander in some forest camp. He was a nobody fireman. He has alleged that he was some fire chief. He's not a fire chief. And I've got lots of people saying he's a nobody. He's just a scammer. And now he's stuck living with Chris until the 26th of March until he can find somewhere else to live. Because a lot of people are saying that Steve really thinks he's a victim. I'm getting intel. People have offered me to do reviews on Punic Shaw, who has heavily recruited people. People I spoke to today for the first time were under his umbrella. I've got screenshots. I've got, not from today, but I've got screenshots of all the correspondence he's had. And then just yesterday, he's decided to wash his hands from all this stuff that he's been doing. Saying he's no longer helping people, he's now a victim. These people who have been facilitating Christopher are the people that we need to go after next. And we will keep fighting this fight to the end. It is ridiculous. Okay, so Christopher Delgado, the central figure behind Goliath Ventures, was indicted by the United States of America in connection with alleged a $328 million scheme. Now, everyone wants to focus on a victim and everyone wants to focus on Christopher. Well, I want to focus on the story behind Ponzi schemes and scams. Why do people feel convinced? Because the person I was speaking to today, their friend had been involved for a couple of years, and they were withdrawing large sums of money, like $150,000, $200,000 at a time. And because he kept seeing that money being taken off the platform, he finally yielded and handed over his money, and then obviously lost the lot. So that number alone changes the gravity of everything surrounding it. A civil defamation dispute can be framed as a what have we got?
Reputational disagreement.
Yep, a federal fraud indictment involving hundreds of millions A federal fraud indictment involving hundreds of millions cannot. I don't even know what that means. It does not make sense to me, so I'm going to read the whole lot.
That number alone changes the gravity of everything surrounding it. A civil defamation dispute can be framed as a reputational disagreement. A federal fraud indictment involving hundreds of millions cannot. The scale moves the conversation from argument to exposure.
Cool, it's still a bit of a mouthful. I was yelling at ChatGPT earlier on. I was trying to write this blog and it was coming out with crap that I didn't want, so I just got a bit tired, I think. You would expect that once a federal authority step in at that level, parallel intimidation tactics would cool. Instead, the opposite happened. So I woke up this morning realizing that they're trying to sue me for $300,000 for blowing this investigation. Are you shitting me? So this guy here sent me the letter telling me that they're going to try and sue me for defamation for $300,000. Okay. So I missed the email. They sent it 2 days ago and I hadn't seen it because I've been flooded with victims from the scam. How ironic is that? I cannot even get my own emails done because I've got so many victims telling me they've been scammed, they want my help. And in the meantime, the dirty and disgusting bottom feeder lawyers that are still getting paid with victim monies or had a huge retainer to cover themselves for when indictments start are still sending emails to me. This is just unheard of. And, and there is a happy ending at the end of this, but I should be elated. But I'm not. I feel defeated. I'm disgusted that these lawyers can even represent this bottom feeder. What is it in this world that we've got this, Goliath had already filed a lawsuit against me in Florida, and I've maintained that they don't have any representation here in New Zealand to actually make it stick. I have been sued in the past and won by an American guy. He had to go to the New Zealand High Court and file. He had to put a retainer of $150,000 into a New Zealand bank account so he could take me to court. We stood our ground, and an hour and a half before the High Court judge opened the file, they filed a discontinuance. I knew the lawyer company here that was based in New Zealand because they used to come along to my business network at meetings. So I knew when they filed a lawsuit in Florida that they didn't have any grounds. You can't sue somebody in a different country for something that is civil. But they tried to do that just to intimidate me. So the Florida law case is in Orange County. If you want to go and have a look, you can go to Orange County, go for cases, search for Danny DeHeck. My last name is spelled D-E space H-E-K. And you can see they filed 23 filings have been done with that lawsuit. Okay. So despite the obvious judicial issues of targeting New Zealand citizen and not who has no US operational presence, I'm just going to read it.
Challenge jurisdiction immediately. That motion remains unresolved. No hearing, no ruling, just a case sitting in procedural limbo.
Yeah, so, whatever they were trying to accomplish, it didn't really work. And I'm just going to see if I can bring this case up. Let's see what I've got here. Right, I will bring this on screen. So this is my court case that I was preparing for against these guys, and this is. So we've got 5 documents, the statement of claim they call that, all the filings. So in here we have got all the filings that they've filed against me. They've asked for my ChatGPT records and my Grok records. They have subpoenaed people to who they've actually paid off, I believe. So there was a guy that was $15 million he invested in Goliath. He got 2.8 out, and then he took his 17.8 out off the platform, and then they basically were filing for him to for a disposition. I'm not saying that right, but anyway, they were going to question him. There was another guy that invested $100,000 at 5% for 12 months, hyper compounded, and he got 179 back. He put an exit, a withdrawal in, and they didn't pay it for about 2 months. And then all of a sudden the money turned up in his bank account, and then all of a sudden he had, been asked to appear in court. And also they were basically, it was like they paid off everyone And this is the dirty tactics that these lawyers, is this how you do it if you're a lawyer, is it? So this guy here, he's a winner. So he at the moment is getting paid with your money if you have lost money to a Goliath. So either he's doing it out of love and trying to help Christopher, or everyone's entitled to a fair trial. I don't know. Okay, so then you've got all the filings. We've got articles. We've got everything here. This was we've even got phone calls with a lawyer in New Zealand that they tried to his name to trespass him from the shop.
Okay.
So then I went out to his car. And so I rang up the lawyer that was representing them in New Zealand who was trying to serve me papers and told them if they ever come into my friend's shop again, they will be arrested because we've trespassed them from the shop. No one rings up a lawyer and tells them not to come into the shop. Well, we do that in New Zealand. And I recorded the conversation with the lawyer in New Zealand because we're allowed to record conversations where I'm allowed to record my conversation without having to tell somebody. I can do that in New Zealand. But in America, it's a bit different, and I get that. But what I'm saying is, here's our whole court case ready to rock and roll. And we were ready to go right to the last hour and a half where they filed a discontinuance. But how can you be indicted by America for running a Ponzi scheme worth $328 million and then still come after the whistleblower who blew the lid on it? And then I'm watching the news and I'm watching that no one is talking about the work that I do or the Avengers do. And it may come out later on, but all the breaking news articles are just ridiculous at the moment. And these guys haven't been investigating it like we have. And all they really seem to want to do is to interview a victim. But they need to start sharpening up their investigative skills and their reporting skills. They really need to start telling the story of Christopher and what he actually has done to people. It's all very well having someone who's lost $500,000 on the screen telling them that that's devastated them and they've lost everything. Who cares about that, really? I mean, I know I do care, but is that the story that we want to publish? Or do we want to talk about how Christopher is trying to hide the money? Do we want to find out where the money is? Do we want to find out Christopher's exit strategy? What is exit strategy? We will talk about Christopher's exit strategy. So let's say we steal $328 million. Somebody asks me, is there any money left? And I go, I don't know. But because I deal with these criminals all day long, I just start to think like a criminal. Now, if it was me, first of all, if you've had transactions for $328 million, you would probably try to keep the scam going as long as possible. And you'd start to think that you're Superman. So maybe he's just been using all the money to pay back people that were early investors, like a good old Ponzi scheme. Or maybe along the way, he decided to buy a few assets for when he gets caught up by law enforcement. And then they will scramble and go for the assets. Is that what you've done, Christopher? Is no one talking about the elephant in the room, as my beloved mum would say once? So let's buy a few assets. And then when we get caught, we'll pretend that's where all the money went. We will pay back some investors and then we'll cry poverty and we'll say we're a victim. So Punit Shaw, for example, he's claiming he's a victim at the moment. No more emails from him. I'm done. I'm dusted. I'm a victim. I lost money as well. But here he was in the Wyoming event the night before with about 50 to 80 people around him, worshipping him like he's some god because he's found the perfect investment opportunity, even at that time when the money had all frozen. He is not a victim. He is an accomplice. And we need to go after the people that were promoting this. So your upline is the person you want to sue, in my opinion. Right, so what I'm getting at here, guys, Christopher, I believe, will hide a stash of money somewhere. He will have money hidden in crypto. And he will know that if he cooperates, he's got no choice. He's been arrested. He's even handed himself in after being an informant, trying to help everyone. This guy is not a nice guy. He is a disgusting bottom feeder. And if I had my way, I would quite like the death penalty and get rid of eliminate these people. Why do we have to put these people in jail and use the taxpayers' money to feed them and keep them alive? In the olden days, they used to chop your hands off. Well, in Dubai, they do. They chop your hands off if you steal. Why don't we start chopping people's hands off? I mean, what do we do with these people? Do we really put them in prison? And because of good behavior, Chris is going to get out in 8 years' time? 8 years' time, Christopher will get out of jail and he'll go to his crypto wallet and he'll be a gazillionaire. Because that's what they do. So, Christopher, if you're listening to this, and I know you have been because you and Steve Davis are trapped inside with your ankle bracelet on. Well, Christopher's got an ankle bracelet on. I'm just saying it's just ridiculous. And some things have to change. The way that we fight these scammers has to change. Mainstream media has to change. Rather than looking for victims. When Matt first reached out to me, he asked me for a victim. And I actually said to him, I didn't want to talk to him. I said, why do people want victims? What about telling the story and the detrimental effects these guys? Why rely on a victim testimony who's hoping to get their money back? Why not expose Christopher? Look, this is quite a good interview, and I'm not knocking Matt because he was actually the most amazing guy ever, but I do want you to hear his story. And I'm just saying that these media people play a huge part in helping us fight scams. And here's a picture of Christopher, which I probably provided, and he's probably got that off my website, of Christopher standing in front of the White House. Now, listen to this story. I'm just going to break the blog and get into this.
Retirement is gone after she says she invested in Goliath Ventures. Tonight,
So there's Christopher, and there's Donald Trump, and Christopher's living the moment. Christopher actually believes that he will get a pardon by Donald Trump. That's what I've heard through the grapevine. I don't know if it's true or whatever I've heard, but this is the sort of stuff that I hear. Now, here's a guy standing in the White House with the President of the United States thinking he's untouchable. Here's a guy that is still using lawyers, even today, even though he's not allowed to spend any money. He's not allowed to make any payments more than $5,000 a day, I think it is. And he's still employing lawyers to come after whistleblowers who have blown him out of the water. Listen to this.
He tells me they're picking up the pieces after getting caught in a multi-million-dollar Ponzi scheme.
Now, this lady here, her name is not, I can tell you her name is not actually, I've forgotten her name now. She's been corresponding with us for 2 months, if not longer. And she didn't want to tell us her name. Somebody Stone. Will come up in a minute. Well, I've got, 8 emails from her. She's even filled out our victim thing. We know this lady. This is the first time I've actually seen this lady. Didn't want to speak on camera. Doesn't want to help me in my investigation. Wants to remain anonymous. And boom, here she is on TV telling us her story.
We're to
Tamara Stone. Well, in our books, she was called Tamara Hunter because she wanted to keep her story. But we already knew her real name and we respected that. But here she is telling her the impact that she had. I think she lost about $80,000.
intelligent people, and we got conned. We're both over 65. I'm a breast cancer survivor, and my husband's a U.S. veteran. And they conned us.
Tamara Stone says she lost $85,000 of savings. She thought placing her money into a new crypto investment firm would be a sound move in retirement. This is the contract she signed with Goliath Ventures in 2024. Tamara says she ended up handing them $85,000 with the promise of a big return.
So she put some money in and then got enticed because she got some dividends back, and then she put more money in. It's how they all work. And it's terrible, it is actually terrible. I hate hearing these victim stories, but I tell you what, we're in the front, we're in the trenches listening to these people's stories. And every day I'm getting another 100,000, another 200,000. I've mortgaged my house. I told a story yesterday of a lady who actually put $100,000 in and then sold her house, put the proceeds of her house into Goliath Ventures, and then somehow put more money on her credit card in there as well, and now lost a lot. Imagine that.
Well, he was talking about crypto and Bitcoin mining and liquidity pools and how they would help companies, buy and sell it.
But Stone admits she really didn't understand how it worked, and she hasn't seen a dime of it since, and neither has many others.
So just bear in mind what that lady said, or what Matt said. She didn't actually understand what she was investing in. and I'm all about keeping it local as well when you do invest, be able to give, eyeball the people face to face when you do invest. But this lady invested in something that sounded interesting but didn't even understand it. That's a massive thing, isn't it?
According to this federal criminal complaint, Stone and her husband are some of the smaller investors out money. This one mentioned in the documents shows one investor is out $720,000.
And just for the record, this is what they've got left, is this shirt. And it's my favorite shirt. Not because it costs 720,000, but it's horrible. I don't want to own a $720,000 shirt. But it's just gutting. And we're talking, let's just say this one investor is $720,000, right? This is a $328 million Ponzi scheme. This is just one of many. And this is one brave person that's decided to, hand over everything and help the investigators. So if you've lost money to Goliath Ventures, then you need to do the same. And if you really want to make a difference to financial crime investments, you need to start speaking up. And we're desperately looking for people, who want to tell their story, because we can use these stories in future scams and get the message out there so that other people don't feel like you right now. And that's what we're trying this for. This is what I want media coverage, so we can show there are organizations out there like the Avengers who will fight these scammers head on. This guy has, my life has been threatened by going after Goliath Ventures. They haven't come up and said they're going to shoot me. They haven't come up and said they're going to kill me. They haven't said things like that. But they've come and knocked on my door where I live. And they've offered me $150,000 to shut up. And they come back and knocked on my door and offered me what I presume was a better deal. And, this is what these companies do. So I'm also a victim here in a way, and I'm not victim mentality, but it is frustrating. Can't even express, but I want people to come to us who want to be brave, tell their story. Probably didn't sell it very well then, but if you don't speak up, I just don't understand people who don't speak up, to be honest, because if you want a chance of getting any money if it's left over, I think the people who are in the camera have got more chances of getting their money back than other people that don't speak up. I've got people who don't even want to report this because they worry about their reputation. Really? These guys are, precision instruments when it comes to fooling people out of their money. Don't be embarrassed. I mean, I used to be embarrassed the first time I was on YouTube doing YouTube lives. Now I don't really care. And I can stop and have a cup of tea, or I could even grab a can of beer if I want. I'm just more relaxed on camera now. But it's because I started it. I started something I wanted to do, and now I do it.
34-year-old Christopher Delgado is accused of operating Goliath as a Ponzi scheme to the tune of $328 million. The complaint says he solicited money under false promises of monthly returns, and instead of making good on those promises, he allegedly spent the money on luxury homes like this.
This is the one I think he bought for his wife. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure. Somebody just said, let's talk about the COO, Nick Petrillo. 900 customers underneath him, claiming he's a victim. 3 of them have gone to one lawyer who claimed that there could be $1 billion locked up. Don't listen to that rubbish. And he's suing Christopher for $55,000 in a similar civil lawsuit. Have you ever heard anything so ridiculous? It's like running the country and then suing the government. Somebody's done that recently, haven't they? Anyway, let's
this $3.2 million house in Winter Park and this $8.5 million estate in Windermere, plus extravagant investor events and parties at the Four Seasons in Orlando. The complaint says he used well-known charities to make his company look legitimate and well-capitalized. He's seen here on the runway.
So I had an email from one of the charities, not this charity, last night. They were threatening me in some way, telling me that they are going to do something legal against me, because I in my blog mentioned that I reached out to all the charities that were involved with Goliath Ventures. And I'm reading this and I say, are you really threatening me with legal action because I've written something in my blog claiming that I reached out to you and you didn't receive my email? So I found that email and I sent it off to them and I said, anything else you want? But when these charities are now all desperately trying to make sure they don't get clawbacks, unfortunately, that's how it works in the real world. And I know that these charities are doing amazing work, helping people. But unfortunately, that's what's probably going to happen to a lot of people. But don't go after the messenger and tell them that you're going to do a lawsuit against me because I didn't reach out to you. It's not my job to tell you you need to find out where this charity money comes from. You need to do your own due diligence. Don't just take money from people in future. You'll need to do a lot more checks in future. Maybe that's what we learned from this. But that was something I just couldn't believe, that they were sort of, I may have got the information not quite right, but I was reading this and I'm corresponding with this person. They reached out to me. They used about half an hour of my time. And then they were telling me off because for some reason they thought that they hadn't been notified that they were receiving money from a scammer. And there's another article I'm going to read, which is exposing these organizations. One organization, I reached out to 42 people in that company, and they didn't take Goliath's banner of their website. And there's now been a article, and I'll find that while we're doing this.
Way to Hope Facebook page, a charity that raised millions for kids with cancer. Chris Delgado and his Goliath Ventures were the presenting sponsor. And here are pictures of Delgado himself walking on the runway with a young patient. Delgado promised $2 million to Victoria's Voice, a charity that fights drug addiction.
So Jackie Segal lost her daughter to fentanyl overdose. Christopher went into the White House. Apparently we heard he paid like $250,000 to get in there. And he stood up at a dinner and made an ass of himself and pledged $2 million to her charity. Pledged it, not paid it. I even received a phone call from a family friend, which I later found out was Janice's partner. And he's a lawyer and a family friend, hell of a nice guy, telling me, that they really want the donation. Basically, I felt, and this is probably, I can't even really explain what I'm saying, but what I'm saying, it was unusually a phone call from this random lawyer who, but he pledged $2 million. Imagine what that $2 million could do to help people. He pledged that in the White House just so he could be the man and look like a hero, and he was pledging your money. And that was for Jackie Segal's. And also, I do believe that he's been flying around in maybe some jets that are owned by the same company. I'm not entirely sure about that either, but do your own research. It's just my opinion.
He was on Good Day Orlando talking about it.
I personally like to be hands-on because I like to see the impact that it has. We do a lot with families. We do a lot with our schools. We do a lot with our communities.
One investor told me that the only reason they invested was because they gave charity to the school that their children went to. So that Christopher knew all those dirty tricks.
And to see the smiles and joys that brings, personally, it's the most fulfilling thing in my life.
But
oh my God, can you hear those words? How do you feel when you hear that? The most fulfilling thing in his life is when he sees those smiles and those joys. How do these guys actually get the courage to sit here, ironclad, and tell people that they are good people?
But the feds say it was all a house of cards.
A house of cards. Does that sound familiar to anyone that's been watching my videos? My very first video was a picture of a house of cards collapsing.
Complaint states he lured investors with promises of high-yield returns through something called crypto liquidity pools. Delgado promised returns of up to 8%. Attorney Matthew Cohen specializes in cases involving crypto transactions. He says the money gets converted into cryptocurrency like bitcoins and added to a virtual pot. Think of it like small pieces of candy.
Right? So in the case of like the candies, you leave like a little crumb of the candy behind, and that's sort of what's used to compensate those liquidity providers, contrasted to compensating the man.
So this lawyer here is making a claim that he reckons in the Law 360 article, I'm pretty sure it's the right lawyer, I hope I've got the right lawyer, might be wrong, but one of the lawyers that was representing Nick Nick, who's got 900 clients under his belt. Have I got the right one there, Susie? Nick's civil lawsuit. Yeah, so Nick's got a civil lawsuit, and I'm pretty sure this lawyer is actually representing him. And it doesn't sit well with me, and I'll be honest. So this is it here, and this was lodged on the 23rd of January, and it won't load. It's going to load one day. Lawsuit. I have to sign in to see it, but it doesn't say who the. I'm pretty sure that is the lawyer. So, am I right in saying this? And if not, please correct me. But am I right in saying that this lawyer is representing Nick's ex-business partner, and Nick's the person that bought his business from him? So 3 individuals have got together, and I think it's around about $55 million. And I'm pretty sure this guy is, Susie will tell me in a minute, is the lawyer representing him. And in the 360 article that we can't bring up, it's 360 Law, is it? Law 360. Law. Jonathan Shaw is the lawyer. Okay, so is that Jonathan? That's not Jonathan Shaw? No. Okay, so no, I'm wrong with that. So please excuse me on that one. No offense, don't sue me. But Jonathan Shaw is the lawyer that's representing Nick, and he's made a statement that there could be $1 billion locked up, and that gives people, I believe it gives people false hope. And also they've taken on a lawsuit with 3 people which are inside Goliath Ventures, and that's a civil case. So it was like, your COO going after Krista Delgado claiming no payment. And months earlier, they were telling people that all payments are guaranteed. I just can't. I've got to carry on.
And who runs the candy store? In which case, you'd be paying the centralized intermediary for the fee or for the service.
Just around Christmas time last year, the scheme started to reveal itself, the feds say. Goliath began delaying payments to the victim investors and blamed it on banking issues. Explanations changed over time, and no additional payments were ever made. Attorney Jordan Shaw is representing 3 investors and says he's waiting.
It is Shaw then. So he's representing Nick, John, and another guy. Is it Gary?
To take on 10 more.
The hope is that the money is there, and we.
So this is the lawyer that we were referring to, and it's the company's obviously called Shaw's Shaw. But this lawyer here is the guy that claims that there could be $1 billion locked up. Could be. Didn't say it is. Could be. And now I would personally not recommend this lawyer, and that's why we've received knowledge from another lawyer company who might be doing a class action lawsuit. Not entirely sure who that is yet, but I did get a message before that looked quite official. And we don't want to provide. You'll have to go out and find your own lawyer. I think I don't want to be responsible for recommending one that does nothing. I mean, the recovery people are the ones that make a lot of money out of this as well. But anyway, let's carry on.
We can do everything we can within our control, power, and expertise to go pursue those funds and get our clients back at least as much of it as is there and protect any further loss going forward.
We've reached out to Chris Delgado, haven't heard anything back yet. At his first appearance, he was released on $1 million bond. He's had to surrender his passport and consent to electronic monitoring. Live in studio, Matt Trezza, Fox 35 News.
Yeah, no, good on you. So it was well done, and I did find another version of that on the internet. So if you do go to my YouTube channel, which is, I think it's going to be, get the right one. Let's get the right one. And you come down, you scroll down to the homepage of my YouTube channel, you'll see that I actually have Ponzi schemes and scams exposed by other YouTubers. And in here, you'll find another version of another.
Fox 35 investigates a $300 million crypto con. This damage left behind by this accused scammer has left a trail of broken dreams all across Central Florida. The feds say Chris Delgado lived a double life. He portrayed himself as a high-flying businessman visiting the White House and even rubbing elbows with celebrities.
But investigators say that success was nothing more than a facade. Fox 35's Matt Trezza spoke to one woman who watched her retirement savings vanish.
Yeah, so there's lots of news coming out now. And there is also something that I'm quite looking forward to. There was this newspaper clipping that has also mentioned about the organisation, this one here, that was promoting, and hopefully they're going to do another article, but we talked about this earlier on. If I can find it, the central, what have we got? I don't know what EP. Oh yes, this one here.
Orlando Economic Partnership.
And this is, they asked me for an email. Have I got that email? I've got that email, I think. Have I got that email? I think I did have that email. Do I have it handy? Is the question. I think I'm going to bring that up because I think I want to document this somehow. If I can find that email, I will bring it up in a jiffy. But we wrote to that organisation, not that one. Got too many emails in my inbox. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. I wonder how many I've got. Not that one. Oh my goodness, there's a flood of emails. Where is it? That one there? I can't find it now. But anyway, we wrote to this, the Orlando Economic Partnership, and we told them that they were advertising Goliath Ventures as one of their top investors, and we got nothing at all back from them. No one each reached out to us. 42 people that were meant to be running it. They all look pretty flash, did nothing. So there's an article out there at the moment, which I'd recommend reading, and there's future articles coming out soon. And I also have been speaking to other news agencies. So what I'm actually hoping for here, guys, is the fact that I'm going to put that in the chat room, is that the printed edition will actually do more research and actually report the facts rather than just give us headlines. And while I'm talking, I'm going to actually go back to the reporter who sent that to me. And we, because I said, oh, you haven't mentioned anything that we talked about. And they said, oh, we haven't done the article yet. So there is another article coming out. Oh, I just sent it to him twice. Sorry about that, mate. I'll undo that. 1 minute, please, caller. Delete that and delete everyone. Don't need it twice. But yeah, so I see this printed stuff coming out, but there's lots of, we've got lots of information. We're happy to talk to anybody. Our goal is really to make sure that they get they can tell the story. Obviously, they can be empathetic to victims rather than just pushing a victim in front of the camera. I'd rather, we tell the narrative, what actually these guys do. And there's going to be other scams that come out from this, and we don't want people to get fooled again. Goliath has already had a lawsuit against me in Florida. The motion remains undissolved. No hearing, no ruling, just a case sitting in limbo. And I'm going to do what I didn't want to do, but I'm actually going to show you the case because I think it's relevant. So if you go to Orange County Courts, right, and you go to myorangeClerk.com, you'll get to this page here. You can go case records, and in here you put the word Danny, and last name, you're going to put DHEC. And make sure you're not a robot by clicking the button, and then you go search. And in here, now I talked to the head investigator today from Homeland Security about the case, and I told him that they have now tried doing another lawsuit. They've tried suing me for defamation for $300,000, and he didn't even know that there was a lawsuit against me, which I absolutely still can't quite fathom. But here you can see all the documents that they've filed, and I think there was 23 different documents that they've filed, and it's just ridiculous. So if you want to check out those documents, go and have a look. But let me tell you what actually happened today and how my day started today at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Days ago, their lawyers sent me a joint scheduling report mapping out the next phase of the lawsuit. Yesterday, they followed it up with a reminder demanding approval. I had not even opened the original document. My inbox has been flooded by people who lost serious money, some in the six-figure range. My focus has been on evidence and victims, not on accommodating a litigation calendar designed to drain attention.
Can you imagine that, guys? I'm actually gutted. I can't get over it. These bastards have got money from scamming people, using it on lawyers to intimidate whistleblowers after a federal case for $328 million. And I'll show you that in a minute. So this is how I woke up this morning. So first of all,
it wasn't until 5 a.m. New Zealand time, after being woken from deep sleep by an investor venting about his losses, that I opened the attachment for the first time. I had gone to bed at 1 a.m. after another investigative session. 3 hours later, I was reading what amounted to a financial warning label disguised as scheduling.
Disguised as scheduling. Oh my God.
The report laid out a full litigation march, 8 months of discovery, multiple depositions, expert witnesses, electronic evidence collection across devices and platforms, subpoenas to third parties, mediation windows, and post-discovery motions. It presented the case as inevitable and structured.
Right, so they basically said they were coming after me hammer and tong. And then came the number that mattered. Global projected it's going to be a $300,000 or more in attorney fees through to trial. So basically they felt like they can win. Basically they can say it's going to cost $300,000 and they throw it at somebody who doesn't have a brass razoo financially to his name. That's how I wake up in the morning, guys. And does it intimidate me? No. It doesn't. Does it exhaust me? Well, it does. It exhausts my top avenger helped me put together a reply, which I'll show you in a minute. But
in the same section, they emphasized that I was self-represented and would incur no attorney's fees.
Yeah, so if they lost, they get no fees because I represent myself and my time's free of charge. Isn't that just lovely?
That wasn't casual drafting. That was psychological framing. It was an attempt to reinforce asymmetry, to suggest that financial endurance would determine the outcome.
But here was the problem with the tactic. It arrived after the indictment. So indicted, let's go after De Heck. Welcome to my life. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at what they actually were going to do. So this is just a draft, and I was meant to approve this and let them sent through. So let's come down here. Let's see if we can have a read. Oh, basically the parties submit the joint case management report. I don't even know. What's that word?
Pursuant.
Pursuant. So we're just going to read some of it because I want to get this on screen.
A brief factual statement of the case. Goliath brings this action against De Heck, arising out of De Heck's publication and promotion of online content about Goliath and its CEO, Chris Delgado. Goliath alleges that De Heck disseminated numerous posts, articles, and videos, including on LinkedIn and YouTube, accusing Goliath of being a fraud and a Ponzi scheme. Goliath further alleges that De Heck disregarded information.
Contrary to his narrative, claimed credited for interfering with Goliath's business and caused reputational and economic harm. Based on these allegations, Goliath asserts claims for defamation, per se, whatever that word is they say in court. But this is today.
Claims for defamation per se, defamation by implication, and tortious interference with business relationships.
Right, tortious interference with business relationships. I've done my best to warn you guys not to invest in this. If you listened to me on the 1st of September when I started reporting on this, you could have withdrawn your money and you wouldn't have lost your money. And now the same company that has stolen your money and drained the coffers dry has now tried to sue the whistleblower for $300,000 after the indictment has happened and he's been arrested in home detention with an ankle bracelet. Isn't that unheard of? So when I spoke to my friends in the Homeland Security, they said, I wouldn't stand up in court, but I have to prepare for court. I can't turn up with court with nothing. So I have to prepare for stuff like this. All right. So, and I'm going to keep doing this because this is actually unheard of.
Pleading issues, including service of process, venue, joinder of additional parties, theories of liability, damages claimed, and applicable defences. De Heck has been served with the complaint and has appeared pro se. Goliath served De Heck in New Zealand on October 10, 2025. De Heck has moved to dismiss, challenging personal jurisdiction and the sufficiency of service. There is currently no answer or affirmative defences filed. Goliath has opposed the motion to dismiss and requested oral argument, and De Heck opposes that request.
And this is bullshit, by the way, because they had a timeline that they were ordered to the courts to respond to, and they had between 15 and 30 days, and they failed to do so. It has expired. And in the meantime, indictment happened, but they're still trying every trick in their book. If you read through this and you're in a legal mindset, you would actually realize that this is just scare tactics, bullshit, poos and wheeze. And these are intimidating me, and they were making false statements that weren't true and then asking me to sign off on them so they could file this with the courts. And now I've got it on the camera and you can all see it. And this won't even see the light of day. But what is these lawyers do? What are these lawyers doing? Doing this, spending money at $300-400 an hour of your money on this sort of shit. So these lawyers are part of the problem, aren't they? Well, I think they are, my opinion.
Venue is alleged to be proper in Orange County, Florida, the place where the defamatory statements were accessed. No additional parties have been joined or appear to be joined. Goliath asserts claims for defamation per se, defamation by implication, and tortious interference, and seeks damages for reputational and related economic harm.
So they want to go after me because I stopped the Ponzi scheme and save people money. I mean, I just, this is stupid on stupid.
The identity and number of any motions to dismiss or other preliminary or pre-discovery motions, which have been filed, and the time period in which they shall be filed, briefed and argued. De Heck filed a motion to dismiss plaintiff's complaint on October 20th, 2025. Goliath filed its response to the motion to dismiss on November 12th, 2025.
I don't even think that's correct. I could be wrong, but go and look through the court documents yourself if it really rings your bell. But I don't. We have. They might have filed a motion to dismiss the motion to dismiss, which I think they did. But we haven't had a judge look at it or do anything. It's all. We're still waiting for that date where the judge actually asks us how we want to handle the trial. And I was representing myself, which is quite a hard case. Anyway.
Goliath also filed a motion for oral argument on December 8th. 2025, requesting that the court set a hearing on the motion to dismiss, and defendant opposes the request. No hearing has yet been set on the motion to dismiss.
Lots of motions.
A discovery plan and schedule, including the length of the discovery period, the anticipated number of fact and expert depositions to be permitted, and, as appropriate, the length and sequence of such depositions. The parties propose a phased discovery plan, with fact discovery to be completed within 8 months after entry of the case management order, or after the court rules on the pending motion to dismiss, if the court prefers, followed by a 60-day expert discovery period.
So just thinking outside the square here, guys, why did they do this? Because they knew that if they still pursued me, they would be able to, in discovery, get all my information and expose all the whistleblowers and all the people that brought the company down, perhaps. I don't know. But that's what I believe they're trying to do here, which is showing you how desperate these lawyers are. I mean, this guy here is charging like a wounded bull, Goliath, who's stolen everyone's money, and they have either got a massive retainer, because Chris ain't got no money theoretically, got a massive retainer to keep doing legal threats to whistleblowers who have brought this down to its knees. Okay, so I'm going to carry on because I haven't read this properly yet.
Discovery will proceed in this sequence: I, written discovery, interrogatories, requests for production, and subpoenas to third parties served promptly at the outset of fact discovery. 2. Rolling document production and targeted follow-up written discovery. 3. Fact depositions after the substantial completion of core productions. And 5. Expert disclosures and expert depositions during the expert discovery window.
Right, I just saw that comment come in that's going across the top of the screen. I kind of feel like screaming with that comment, no offense. Why don't you just show up and explain my situation? Have you ever been in a courtroom before? I drove 6 hours down to a courtroom where I live here in New Zealand. I put together an 87-page affidavit. The judge just looked at me and said, I've read your affidavit. And then he grilled the other guy for 45 minutes. I didn't even need to open my mouth because he wanted some content removed after he impersonated another company. And it was not granted. He lost. But the judge, because the idiot who tried to do a lawsuit was saying that I would broadcast the court proceedings live on the internet, the judge said, oh, well, we better get him here in person. So I had to spend a lot of time, accommodation, the whole 9 yards, and get myself down to Queenstown to be in a courtroom. And then we won. So turning up would be fun. To turn up at the courtroom and explain my situation while there's a whole overpaid lawyer sitting there to explain my situation. It just doesn't work that way, mate. It doesn't work. I mean, we have to prepare for everything. The time, the energy, it is exhausting. But yeah, I'd love to sit there and represent myself. And the good thing about representing yourself, anybody they question in discovery, I get to be there as well. And I get to ask the same questions. So one of the persons they were going to bring in was Neil, who was a $15 million investor. And they were going to grill him and find out if they could figure out who was bankrolling me to expose Goliath. But I would be able to sit in the same, is it disposition? I don't even say the words, and grill him and ask him why he thought Goliath Ventures was a good investment. I could ask him questions like, who introduced him to Goliath Ventures? Did he think that a 5% return on his investment was a fair price for putting $15 million on the gambling table and pushing it across? I could have asked him all these questions and we would have prepared. But, you know, all the people that were going to appear in my court case were all paid in full and their dividends. So one guy, $100,000, and he hyper compounded it for a year at 5%, and he got $179,000. Even though he put a request in to withdraw his money, he didn't get the money for about 2 months, roundabout. And then all of a sudden, they gave him all his money back and then filed one of the, in the court case, it's just disposition. Disposition? Don't know what position. Oh, don't be apologetic. I just think that's actually a real cool question that you've asked, and no need to be, and what you've asked is actually a brilliant question. Why don't you just show up? I personally would love to show up. I'm versed enough to know this is a Ponzi scheme. But the courtroom, best thing you can do is prepare thoroughly in writing. And I've already responded to this, and there is a happy ending at the end of this, but I feel defeated today, I'll be honest. And I'm going to read this because one day I'm going to look back on these videos and go, I'm glad I did it. So here we go.
Anticipated areas of any expert testimony, timing for identification of experts, responses to expert discovery, and exchange of expert reports. The parties anticipate expert testimony, if any, may address a. Damages, including lost business opportunities, b. reputational harm and causation, and c. digital publication issues, including online analytics, to the extent relevant to damages and causation.
So they were alleging they were going to come after me for crashing Goliath Ventures to its knees, and then they wanted to sue me for defamation and also loss of business. Can you imagine that? This is these lawyers, this lawyer here has put his name to this, and he's going to come after me. He's got all this education, and here he is working for Christopher. And they were going to do all this terrible stuff to me. And they know that I live in New Zealand. They know that I don't have any money. And they were saying that they were going to, I would have to, somehow fund this exercise. This is not justice. This is not, I haven't done anything criminal. This is intimidation and threatening to me. This is just a pile of shit. And I'm just telling you, this is what we face on it. Last year, I had 6 lawsuits filed. I've got one going here in New Zealand at the moment, and the lawyer has come up with a great idea. He is now challenging the fact that I'm not an investigative reporter. Even though I've been in a 2-page spread in the print edition of the New York Times, I've been in the Guardian newspaper and helped them produce 14 articles on a $1.9 billion scam. And I've also been featured Channel 9 News, ABC News in Australia. I've been in a 20-minute Bloomberg documentary. All that there. And this lawyer in New Zealand has decided to challenge the courts that I'm not a journalist. I would challenge a lot of other journalists whether they've done the work that I've done. But for a lawyer to think in his little wee brain that he can ask the courts for proof that I'm a journalist. My website that you're looking at right here is actually hosted with Google. And Google Project Shield protects my website because I am a journalist. And they'll still go to the courts and waste my time and energy asking the courts whether I'm a journalist or not. Challenging the fact that I'm just a YouTuber and not a journalist. And all the research you can see here, a judge would have to quickly have a look around and see whether it's feasible. But this is how desperate these lawyers get and the dirty tactics they use.
Experts will be disclosed after substantial completion of fact discovery. The parties will identify any testifying experts and produce expert reports within 45 days after the close of fact discovery. Disclosure of any rebuttal experts and reports within 30 days thereafter. Expert discovery, including expert depositions and any expert-related written discovery, will be completed within 60 days after rebuttal disclosures.
Now, if you look up the dictionary definition for expert, it is actually a drip under pressure.
An estimate of the volume of documents and computerized information likely to be the subject of discovery from parties and non-parties, and whether there are technological means which may render document discovery more manageable at an acceptable cost. Discovery is expected to be driven largely by electronically stored information, e.c. The parties anticipate a moderate volume of documents from the parties, with additional targeted productions from non-parties, including platform providers and third parties with relevant business communications. From DHEC, the likely sources include email accounts, computers/phones, messaging.
Aren't these guys just bottom feeders? Can you please all hit the like button on this video? Let's get this shit out here. I need your help, guys. I need your support. I need you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I need you to share these videos. We need to get these bastards who work for the out there. We need to expose the lawyers that represent these guys. Everyone's fair to a proper trial. I get that. But these guys aren't doing this because I've done something wrong. These guys are literally coming after me because they are getting paid money. And what really pisses me off, they are getting the money that has been stolen from you. Christopher, no doubt, has already probably paid them, I'm just assuming, $1 million, and said, when I get done, you guys use that money to defend me. I don't know. I only assume that these guys are not hoping to get a paycheck after this. These are disgusting individuals. This guy should never have sent me that email. He should not have gone after a whistleblower that has saved hundreds, thousands, millions of dollars for investors who didn't invest because I told everyone it was a scam.
To keep document discovery manageable and proportionate, the parties anticipate using common technological and process measures, including agreed custodians and date ranges, targeted search terms, deduplication, production in reasonably usable electronic format with metadata where appropriate, and use of commercially available review platforms to reduce cost and streamline review.
Oh, what a load of bullshit. I mean, what the hell? Are these guys really lawyers? This jargon is bullshit. I'm dyslexic and I'm reading this going, this is crap. I can't even read the words. Look, this is me reading. The advisory of using the general masquerade, I don't even know that's the word, masquerade, or special masquerades, or fact-finding, meditation, or discovery disputes, or such. See, I can't read this stuff. So when I listen to it, I listen to it.
The advisability of using the general magistrate or special magistrate for fact-finding, mediation, or discovery disputes or such other matters as the parties may agree upon. The parties that the court may, in its discretion, refer appropriate matters to a general magistrate or special magistrate, including for discovery disputes, fact-finding on discrete issues, or other pre-trial matters, if doing so would promote efficiency and reduce the need for repeated hearings.
So are we a sore loser? Is that what this email's trying to say? Are they just like, oh, well, let's scare to heck because he exposed us and stopped us from stealing everyone's money?
The time period after the close of discovery within which post-discovery dispositive motions shall be filed, briefed, and argued, and a tentative schedule for such activities. The parties propose that any post-discovery dispositive motions, including motions for summary judgment, be filed within 30 days after the close of discovery.
Well, I'm pretty bored about reading that, really. Let's look for the good stuff. dispute, cut-off dates, whether or not parties desire, this is how I read, by the way, fairness introduced at this time, parties participate using legal blah, blah, parties agreed at such blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It's just all bullshit. It's just, here we go. So this is the part where they scare me. I get to the bottom of this and I'm reading it, go, oh my God, these lawyers are good. God, you're
Plaintiff
shit.
estimates, in good faith, that its attorney's fees and costs through trial court adjudication will be approximately $300,000 or more. Defendant does not have counsel and will likely incur $0 in attorney's fees.
So I'm going to experience no fees because I represent myself, but we're going to take $300,000 to investigate you and prove that you have brought down Goliath Ventures. So isn't that just the cherry on top? And you get the rest of it. But anyway, so I thought that was interesting. So that's one thing. And while I'm on my high horse, I'm actually going to go down to the our reply. And I'm going to show you what they actually wrote because I think it's actually quite funny. I'll just see if I get the right part. So this is what they have written to me, and this is all downloadable. So this is what they asked me to do 2-3 days ago. I can't remember because I was too busy answering all the people that lost money. But
pursuant to the court's order, please find attached a joint case management report for your review. We would like to meet with you to discuss. Do you have time tomorrow to discuss? Otherwise, if you could please review and approve, it would be most helpful. If not, we will submit as just coming from plaintiff. Thank you.
So they want me to review this document that they've sent me and approve it when it's full of shit. And there is, and we have written a reply, which I'll show you in a minute. But in the meantime, let me carry on reading my blog. Obviously, I'm a bit fed up with it. So we got down to here. All right, so this is. I'm just going to get it read because otherwise I'll be here all day. Let's get through it.
Indicted, yet still pushing. Let's pause on the order of events. Christopher Delgado is facing a federal indictment tied to an alleged $328 million scheme. That fact alone changes the risk profile of every related civil proceeding. Once criminal exposure enters the picture, civil discovery becomes a strategic minefield. Depositions create sworn testimony. Document production expands scrutiny. Assertions about operations can intersect with prosecutorial theory.
Even my own blog is a bit confusing. Maybe I am tired. Continue aggressive civil litigation under those conditions is no longer about, what's that word?
Vindication.
Vindication. It's about risk management. And yet the joint scheduling report still moved forward. The 8 months discovery plan still stood. The $300,000 project still sat in writing. The pressure narrative was maintained. That tells you the lawsuit was not being driven by certainty, it was being driven by leverage. They were trying to, whatever they were trying to do. And let's just imagine that Danny says, oh my God, I'm wrong. Oh my God, I just woke up one morning and decided to start doing a whole lot of YouTube videos to destroy a company that wasn't doing anything wrong. I'm sorry, everybody. Would that mean that all the money would come back? Would it mean that Christopher was actually running liquidity pool trading and he was doing crypto mining when there was no proof whatsoever? This is what we did. We didn't just come in here and attack this company. We actually wrote a letter to Christopher and we asked him if he could give us some more information about his liquidity pools and also proof of Bitcoin mining. And we got nothing. We gave them every opportunity, write a reply to answer our questions, and we got nothing. Instead, what we got was a lawsuit. A lawsuit where they had no jurisdiction over me. That is why the company is not working today. We've even received hate emails. Look, I'm going to have a little bit of a break here for a moment. I'm going to play a video. Now, this is a video celebrating all the people that were loyal to the end to Goliath Ventures. This is a doctor who's introduced more people to Goliath Ventures than I know of anybody. More people introduced to Goliath Ventures than you can poke a stick at. And this is his beautiful wife. Now, what you're going to witness is Nick Petrillo with his hands all over his wife. And Nick Petrillo, yesterday, we found out that he had a mistress. He's had a mistress for 3 years. And Nick Petrillo's wife is about to give birth to his third child. Nick Petrillo has introduced 900 people to Goliath Ventures that we know of. Well, we don't know them all because you haven't come forward yet. Go on, tell us. Did you hear what I said, guys? Nick Petrillo's been having an affair on his wife for 3 years. We've got the lady. We've actually been talking to her, Nick. After yesterday, we got a phone call back. You've been a naughty boy. So you've been having an affair on your wife for 3 years. You're now trying to control the narrative by telling the person what they can and can't do. And your wife's about to have a baby. You've got a trail of destruction of every business that you've been part of. You've got 3 of your mates trying to claim $55 million back. Well, 3 of you guys have filed lawsuits, a civil lawsuit that was even just mentioned on the news there, for $55 million against Christopher, claiming that you're a victim. You're not a victim, Nick. Nick Petrillo, we actually had a poll that we've done. We've got 28 votes so far. So if you haven't done the poll, please do it, because I wouldn't mind doing another one. Because yesterday I said, who's the next person that's going to be arrested? And I think it was from memory. I think 61% of people said Nick Petrillo is going to be the next person arrested. People are emailing me all the time and they go, who's going to be next, Danny? And I said, well, the investigators have told me that this is just the beginning. So we've got people that have already set themselves up in Dubai trying to escape. Christopher's already got a house in Dubai. It's got 5 properties, blah, 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 cars, the whole 9 yards, everything. All these guys. Tomo, where are you, Tomo? Where are you, you little man? You little man, Tomo? Where are you, mate? You're hiding now. Well, you're at the gym between 3 and 5. I was told when I was in Orlando that I should pop into your gym and say g'day. But I was already at the airport by the time these people found out that I was in Orlando. This is a video of people who believed in Goliath, who invested in Goliath, who are not victims, but they were there to the end, celebrating and spending that money. So let's have a watch of this compilation video that we've put together for you. There is music, but I've turned it off. So do you know these people? Yeah, I wonder if I can enlarge it. I won't enlarge it, but you can enlarge the screen at a later date. So who are these people? They are people that love Goliath, and they're celebrating. Who are these people? Oh, I don't even know that guy, but that's a lovely checkered suit. Who are these people? Are they victims? Who are these people? Were they celebrating with Christopher, enjoying the good life, thinking they have finally found the golden egg in life where you don't have to do anything to make money? Christmas tree. Oh, look at them there. Those ladies have some big hats. What else have we got? He's a ladies' man, this guy. Don't know who these ladies are. Oh, yes, I do. He's actually managed to put his wife in between there somewhere. Well done, you. Get brownie points for that. Goliath Ventures. Now, that's a logo you're not going to forget, isn't it? Let's see what else we've got. There he is, Punit Shaw. Punit Shaw, we believe he's $100 million. $100 million brought in by Goliath. And now he's washed his hands of it. And I wish I could find that in a hurry, because I just wouldn't mind finding that letter where he's actually washed his hands and doesn't want anything to do with Goliath Ventures anymore. He's basically telling people that you're on your own. But I can't see it there, can I? No, I can't. Oh, what a pain. Anyway, we'll carry on watching the video in a second. Do you want to watch another person? Who do you think is going to be on the screen next? Nick? Who do you think? Oh, sorry, I forgot you were watching, Nick. Here we go. Let's go to the next person. There he is, husband and wife team. That's lovely. Who's that guy? Who's that guy? He is celebrating with Chris, celebrating Goliath Ventures. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't that great? Everyone's happy. I think this was last year's do. Who we got here? Oh, yes. So we got people. Doug Shenkman. That was all off your... He was very good at giving us a lot of content. We must... Oh, look at that. Worshipping it. Worshipping the Goliath Ventures logo. Oh, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. I can hear it now. The crowd goes wild. Oh, yeah. Oh, and all these people. Oh, there we go. There's got Nick there. I don't know who this is. I don't know whether that's the mistress or the wife. I think that might be the wife that's pregnant. I'm not sure. Who are these people? Hey, look, come forward. Tell us who you are. You know, tell us you're a victim when you've been promoting these bastards. Oh, who we got here? Nick. I don't know who that guy is. It's a bit blurry. Everyone's smiling. Everyone's had a good time. There we go. I don't know who that is, but somebody who thought it was a good idea to associate with people that are flaunting money like it's made of water. The richest man in the room should not be known, is what I believe. You know, judging people because of their wealth, judging people because of their lifestyle is not how we live life. So that is a very nice ice sculpture, just saying. So it's a lovely dress. I don't know who that lady is. I don't know who she is. She could be an innocent bystander. She might be the loveliest person on the planet, but she was there celebrating with these boys. Who's these people? Who's that guy? Looks like Rob. You know, these are all the people that celebrated. And we've seen that lady before. So let's carry on, Danny, before we're here all day. Let's push play. Who's that guy? Is he an investor? Is he someone that, was it Shenkman? Doug? Doug said, this is a good investment. You know, I'm in the medical profession and I'm intelligent and I'm rustling all these people together and getting them in front of a contract and getting them to sign because I've done it. Look how much money I'm making. Oh, yeah. There they are. Oh, it's just beautiful, isn't it? Who's this one? We've got, it's not the bodyguard. There they are, celebrating. Who's that lady? Have a good look at her. If you know who she is, let us know in the comments section. Give us the people's names. Put comments under my videos, guys. You know, you should have a handle on YouTube that no people can track back to who you really are. Put comments. I'd love to know who these people are because we'll add them to our person of interest because this investigation has just begun. Oh my God, that's a bit rude. I don't know. I might have to go back, get the right. There we go. Let's see what we've got. Do we know this lady who's bending over pretending something terrible is happening to her? Well, I don't know her. But anyway, just saying, it's not a good look. Not a good photo. Oh, there she is again. Lovely people, beautiful people who love money, who love investments, are all celebrating. There's Christopher, the man of the moment. 3 Musketeers. If you want my advice, these 3 people have brought in probably 60% of the money for Goliath Ventures. And the rest, these guys here, are the people you want to go after. They endorsed bad behavior. And doing that isn't, who's this lady? Don't know that lady. Oh, there she is again. Who is these people? Who is these? Is that a word? Who is these people? Goliath. There's that name again. Who's that people? Looks like they got their mouths open. You know? More people. Same people again and again. We're going around circles here. Don't know those people. Maybe you do. The happiest of birthdays to my brother. You have been a constantly brilliant presence in all our lives. You continue to pursue greatness. Oh, that's so romantic. Oh, look at that. There's Mr. Doug picking up Punit. Isn't that just romantic? That's Nick's wife. Oh, look, there they are. So, Doug, you've done well. You've schmoozed in the medical industry. You've ghosted people when they've asked, why aren't I getting paid? You know, and here they are. So that's his wife, is it? Happiest of birthdays to my brother. You have been, oh, it's the same one again. Isn't that nice that she's pregnant and about to bring another life into the Petrillo family? And then you find out that your husband's been having an affair for 3 years. Oh, it's just happy times, really, isn't it? Happy times. Oh, planking. That's so cool. In front of your kids, is that right? Oh, happy families. Oh, there we go. On a Lime scooter. Keep it coming, guys. Out playing golf. I don't know who the guy is in the red. Maybe you do. If you do, leave it in the comment section. He's just having birthday fun here. Oh, here we go. The family. So that is really weird. So at the time that this was taken, we have probably got, we've got I don't know. That's just amazing. So you got Nick Petrillo with his wife, but knowing he's got a mistress. That's sort of a bit gutting, isn't it? There they are. 4 beautiful ladies. And look, they've all got all their Instagram handles there that you can probably see and check out. Go through their Instagrams and see what else they've got going on in their life. It's always interesting. We do it all the time. If I was going to be a scammer, I wouldn't have Instagram. There he is, Putin, Shaw, and his wife. I presume that's his wife. It could be his girlfriend, knowing these guys. They're all classy individuals now, aren't they? There they are. Nick Petrillo's birthday festivities continued. Happy birthday songs. Happy birthday. Thanks, Doug. Doug, your Instagram has to take the prize. There he is. I don't know who that is. It might be Putin's wife. I don't know. Putin. But anyway, I thought you'd enjoy those wee videos. Not Putin. Not Putin? Nick. Okay, I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. Don't forget to do the poll if you haven't done that already. We've got to press play again. We'll be here all night. Sorry for taking all your knife, but it's a big thing. All these people in here, don't know who they are. Who's that guy? I don't know who he is. If you do, let us know. We've got the handles there. Oh, Nick, you're having a time of your life. I've heard that Nick has got a trail of destruction in business. Everything he's done has been shocking. And here they are. Oh, we know where that was. That was flying to the Vault 2025 conference. And there he is. There. Oh, who's that? Oh, there he is. Don't know. Don't know who that is. I think I do. Is that? I don't know who it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. There we go. Nice, dressed up in your black leathers. Just gets better and better, this. Oh, yep. Flying in. All the money they spent on flying into places. There it is. I was at the Vault. But wow, he got to stand on the stage of that for $1 million and tell everyone that he's a hero. There they go. Who's these people? Do we know these people? We know these people. Name and shame these people. There we go. Oh, I've seen photos of this. That lady, I don't know who she is, but she needs to put a top up a little bit, just saying. Oh, yep. Nick, Doug, Christopher, and Bodyguard, is it? Christopher's had some work done, just saying. Here they are, happy families. Here we go. Who we got here? There they are. So everyone there celebrating. I can't quite see who they are, but if we had to, we'd go through them all. Oh, look, I just want to thank my Avenger who put that combination together. That was pretty cool, just saying. All right, let's get back to this. Well, the collapse. After reading the report at 5 a.m. in the morning, well, after listening to the victim at 5 a.m. in the morning, well, chatting to him, my Avenger and I began drafting a response to the tone. Oh, I'm too tired, guys. I shouldn't be doing this video, but anyway, let's have a listen.
The tone was procedural and firm. I would not approve the report as written. Jurisdiction remained disputed. The federal indictment materially affected discovery posture. There was nothing theatrical about it, just positioning. And then, 1 minute before we sent that reply, a filing notification came through.
Yeah, a filing notification come through, all right? So first of all, let me show you the reply. And then 1 minute before I sent the reply, a filing notion come through. So this is what we wrote. And well, I'm saying we, but we took a lot of thought into it. Now, really what we wanted to say was fuck off, but we couldn't say that. We couldn't say you guys are, we couldn't say what I wanted to say to this guy here, who shouldn't even be in a suit. He should still be in his PJs. This guy who drafted the letter that he sent me, I wanted to say all sorts of things. I think I just said something I shouldn't have. But anyway, okay, so this is our reply. Now listen to this. A lot of thought's gone into this. 4 hours, 3.5 hours worth of work went into this reply. That's exhausting for me. And that's why I feel defeated today. Some things that happen today, I should be on top of the moon. But this one here defeats me because it emotionally eats away in your head. But this was our reply to those lovely lawyers that I'd love to say are just good. Make sure you use them.
Dear Counsel, pursuant to the court's order setting the case management conference and the applicable business court procedures, Plaintiff's counsel was responsible for coordinating a meet and confer no less than 30 days prior to the CMC. We are now approximately 15 days from the conference, and no such meeting has occurred.
So you realize what they've done? So that the court had ordered them to respond to something they wanted within 15 to 30 days, and they had failed to do so. So that basically means they had breached what the court ordered them to do, which is they shouldn't be even pursuing what they were doing because it expired. The time frame that they had to do something expired. And even I don't understand it because I'm not a lawyer, but we have help. Listen to the next paragraph.
I have received your draft joint case management report. I do not approve it in its current form, as it does not accurately reflect my jurisdictional objections, pending motion to dismiss, and other disputed matters.
And we have to answer things in a legal terminology.
I remain willing to meet promptly and in good faith to address the required subjects. Please provide available dates within the next 48 to 72 hours, so we may attempt to comply with the court's order, to the extent practicable. I can be available after 3 p.m. Eastern Time.
Right. And then the last paragraph. So that was, and this was our response to their $300,000 threat, I'm going to call it. Whoops.
In addition, given the arrest of plaintiff's principal and the active federal criminal proceeding concerning the same business operations at issue in this case, I intend to raise the impact of that matter on discovery and scheduling. I believe those developments should be addressed during our meet and confer and reflected appropriately in the case management report. I look forward to your prompt response.
So basically what we were trying to say to them in the legal terms and not actually say things wrong and actually be professional about what we were writing. We were basically saying that we're going to fuck you up in the courtroom in discovery because we're going to bring out the criminal proceedings against Christopher if you're going to go down that road. So we were trying to say we're going to fuck you up with your own friggin' sword. And I've said all the way through this court case, their contracts are their sword that they're going to fall on. And their lawyers, their overpaid lawyers, can go suck on something that you can think of. But these people here shouldn't be lawyers. These guys are intimidating people who have done good. I've done good. I've saved hundreds of thousands of dollars from people who have invested. This guy, after indictments from America, the United States of America, saying that their what do they call it, customer, has done $28 million worth of fraud, they still light up their pencils and send me intimidation emails. Well, this is what you get for being a idiot. So what do you think happened then? Well, 1 minute before I was going to send that email back, that I've just got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, I've interrupted one of my Avengers. They've helped me write that smashing reply, which is world class. I'm going to send it, and we get this in the mail. We got this in my inbox in real time from the courts. It says, plaintiff notice of voluntary dismissal without prejudice. So they have submitted the court case that I've had over my head that had no jurisdiction. They have no clout. They had no proof. They had nothing. They intimidate me with a $300,000 threat of expenses. And then because I didn't see it in my email box for 2 days, 1 minute before I press send, they basically dropped the whole case. What type of idiots has Christopher employed to represent him? Where is the money coming from that they are using? So you know what I did? Let me tell you what I did, David. I rang up the head investigator and I told them that you're wasting your money of Christopher's, which is actually money that they will need to pay back the victims. And I told them what you actually did. And they said they are aware of what's going on. So if you're going to waste Christopher's money and Christopher's victims' money doing stupid, whatever you call it, intimidation tactics, then you're going to get what's coming to you. Now, let's just talk about, David, I know you'll be watching this and you probably think you're a hotshot lawyer and you've got a nicely ironed shirt and you've got your buttons too tight on your chest. What do you think is going to happen to Eric Clayman, just out of curiosity? He's going to lose his lawyership. He's going to be humiliated publicly because he wrote contracts and invested in the same company. Would you like us to start investigating your law firm and find out what you guys and who you guys are representing? That would be an interesting thing, wouldn't it? I don't know. I'm not saying you're doing anything dodgy, mate, but if you're doing a wild goose chase lawsuit or pretending that you're going to do something and then filing a dismissal, it's just disgusting. So the case was terminated. I'm now no longer, I've only got 4 lawsuits going at the moment. 3 of them are in Pakistan because I've busted software houses, which are literally importing fentanyl to America. That's another one I've been doing at the moment. They filed 3 lawsuits in Pakistan against me. Now, if you don't represent yourself in Pakistan, they win by default. So I have actually got representation. I'm shadowing behind another person that I've sued at the same time. That's because I exposed the truth. 3 court cases going in Pakistan, right? Because the companies that we're exposing are importing fentanyl to America. Now, we were just about going to get an indictment for that. Do you know what happened? Well, they got a pardon, didn't they? These people that we thought were going to get indicted finished up getting ordered to pay a fine. And we still don't know how much the fine is. But we had proven to America that these Pakistani software houses that had been importing fentanyl through their channels, through these companies that they have set up. And now they are going to get a fine instead. So that those 3 lawsuits will hopefully be dropped as well. And then I'll only have 1 in a local courtroom just around the corner from where I live. That's what I do for a living, guys. And then I ask people to be brave and come on camera and tell their story. Because you're the ones that have lost the money. You're the reason we do this. So why don't, if you're a victim, I want you. You're my best friend. I don't want to interview you. I have other people that want to interview you because we want to tell the story of how these scams grow and survive. We want to start educating people and we need your help. So the case was terminated. No dispositions. No 8 months discovery grind. No expert testimonials. No $300,000 war chest. All gone. Just like that. Because after 48 hours, they changed their mind and lost their way. The same legal team that protected financial stamina days earlier withdrew the lawsuit because my response didn't even leave the inbox. That's not coincidence of timing. That's strategic. I know that word, but I can't read it. Recalibration. These lawyers are pissing themselves at the moment. So I would be suing Chris's lawyers. I'd be trying to do something against the lawyers if I knew how to do it. So what does it actually mean?
If the lawsuit had been about correcting falsehoods, discovery would have been pursued aggressively. If the reporting had been reckless, trial would have been welcomed as a stage to prove it. Instead, the civil action dissolved at the precise moment when federal scrutiny hardened the landscape.
Yeah, the 300,000 figure was meant to communicate endurance. The dismissal communicated constraint. When you strip away, I can't even read it, I'm too tired.
When you strip away rhetoric and look only at sequence, the pattern is clear. The civil lawsuit could not survive the structural weight of parallel federal exposure. Continuing would have required sworn testimony, document production, and reciprocal scrutiny in an environment no longer controlled by civil strategy alone.
Yeah, this isn't an ego. This is about broad position. Once the indictment landed, the terrain shifted and the civil leverage to criminal risk. And this civil case folded. I just can't believe they even tried that. But I'm going to read the rest because I'm very tired and I'm slurring my words. So let's have a go.
Not intimidated, not surprised. I have taken down one of the largest alleged crypto fraud structures operating at scale. When you do that, retaliation is expected. Legal pressure is standard operating procedure. The mistake is assuming pressure equals strength. It doesn't. Sometimes pressure is the final move before retreat. Christopher Delgado was indicted over $328 million. The response was a projected $300,000 lawsuit against the whistleblower. That counterattack lasted until it became strategically inconvenient.
We'd already run.
Let's go!
Thanks, Richard. That was yesterday's. I just had my earphones on. I'll listen to that. Let's go. I think you just blew them up. Oh, my God. Christopher Delgado indicted for a $325 million Ponzi scheme. The response was projected with a $300,000 lawsuit against the whistleblower. How ironic is that? The counterattack lasted until the same strategy convened. Exposure held. We stood our ground. The lawsuit did not. We won. We won. And some people have been messaging me and saying that's 2 Danny, 0 Goliath. And I'm not going to go through all that there. But look, we've got time to ask questions. I'm going to finish off the, I'm going to read the poll out. I'll just end that now and see what it says. But we've got some things like people are actually asking us, what do we do now? Well, I've got some good news for you. So there's the lawyer. So is filing a 300K lawsuit, then dismissing it, days later, strategy or something else? Intimidation, 39 people said intimidation. 32% of people said strategic law move. Oops, that backfired, 23%. Thank you very much. And damage control is 6%. We had 31 votes. And you won. Yeah, so that's I never finished the poll off. So if you haven't seen that, that's pretty cool. Actually, what I will do, if you give me a second, I'll do something pretty cool. Now, I want people who are watching this to ask some questions. And if we can help answer those questions, we can do it now. And I'm just going to get the questions on the screen. Let's get them on the screen so you can see what the answers was. Let's get that back. Got to make the noises. 100, there we go. And we will, oh, hello, why is that not working? What am I doing wrong there, Danny? Hold on 1 minute, please call up. I think I've stuffed that up. I have. Reset might be the word I'm looking for. Reset. Yay, that worked. All right, so I'm going to bring up that box. So I'm going to put that to here, and there we go. All right, so that was the end of the poll. So thank you very much for that. And now we want to find if anyone got any questions, we would love to answer them. Now, the other one which I did have on the phone today with the investigators, I said we've got lots of people from Canada coming out asking us how do they, what do they do? And what's the process of doing what we do? So it's not rocket science, but it is a wee bit. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to be the best news that you want. I'm just going to help myself here. I'm just trying to find, one thing I want to do is I just want to edit that blog. But anyway, that's the dirty tactics. That's what I woke up today, and I'm probably not in the right frame of mind to do anything today, but I thought I'd do it anyway. I might as well keep the roller coaster going while it's going. But what I did want to show you, if you are onto heck.com, and you come down to the bottom near the bottom, you can see the blogs that I've published recently. And the one where you see Christopher here, it's a picture that flips through. You can see Steve Davis in his fire outfit trying to take Chris's ankle bracelet off. But go into that one there. And when you're in there, you will find in the content, you will see that there is Goliath Ventures CEO was arrested for wire fraud. So you can either go to the bottom of this blog and you'll get the 2 email addresses where you can actually email. Now, unfortunately, it's not a ticketing system where if you email them, you're not going to get a response and you won't have any certainty that they're actually going to read your email. But I've been told that they promised me that everyone that submits their stuff to these email addresses are getting heard and will get a reply. But there's no automated system like you would when you buy a t-shirt and then all of a sudden you get a follow-up email and you get tracking emails and you get delivery emails and all that. None of that's going to happen. It's all going to be archaic because the government gives you an email address, but they have actually set up email addresses where you can email. So if you're stuck, come to my blog, and then what you can do is you can find the link, which is here, and it will take you off to the government website. And this is where Goliath Ventures CEO is arrested for wire fraud and money laundering. And you come down here, and there was meant to be, he told me there was an online form. So I went looking for the online form here, and I couldn't find an online form, but I did find the email address. And then I found a link to another article. So I clicked on that, and I thought, I'm going to get close to this online form. There was no online form, but there is email addresses, and there is additional services here that will help. Now, I'm literally inundated with content at the moment. I went to bed last night, 1 o'clock, got up at 5 o'clock to a phone call, and that's okay. If you need to talk to me, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about anything that's happening at the moment. But in saying that, somebody's in the chat room, thank you very much for asking the question. I'll put that across the top of the screen. We've been asked, class action lawsuit, the best approach. Well, we've got one victim that we know that's going to do his own lawsuit and actually has filed it. But if a class action lawsuit comes behind him, then we're hoping that he stays in the front of the queue. So I'm not a lawyer in no means, and I'm not even going to give you a disclaimer because I'm past disclaimers. But I would probably wait for a test case. I would make sure that I have let the government know that I have lost money. I had a lady who's reached out to me asking me to remove her name off my website. And I said, can you tell us a little bit about when you invested, how much you invested, and can you give us a copy of the contract? She doesn't want to give us a copy of the contract, but she just wants your name removed off my website. So then I said to them, well, when did you invest? Did you take dividends? And can you give us the deposit and the withdrawal? So obviously this lady's got in, made a little bit of money, and taken out all the money and got home safe, but now doesn't want anything to do with it. But nor does she want to provide us the contract, nor does she want to tell us if she made dividends. So unfortunately, guys, you can't eat the cake and have it as well. If you have made money, so I'll give you another example. I know somebody who invested around about $150,000. They got $30,000 out. So they've lost $120,000. Now, if that person decided when they got the $30,000 out and took out their $150,000, that means they would have made $180,000. That is not good investing. It is good investing, but it's not yours to keep. So all those people, even the lady that was on the news over here, we already had her name. She gave us a false name. Her name was something Hunter, not something Stone. So what I'm saying, if you're up on it and you're going to be quiet and think this is going to go away, unfortunately, you're going to get it clawed back. All the charities at the moment are reaching out to me. The charities are reaching out to me because they are they're writing letters to the IRS, hoping that they won't have the money clawed back. And it's sad. These charities help people with cancer, have been donated money generously by this bigwig with short hair with blonde bits. And now they're going to find out that that money is going to be given back. This is horrible. Can you imagine doing that to a charity? And then having a smirk on your face as you get in your Rolls Royce, driving back to your house with your ankle bracelet on. And then getting your lawyers to send a lawsuit to me. I am the whistleblower. He was trying to send me a threat that they're going to do 8 months worth of hell and sue me for $300,000 for legal expenses and force me to hand over all my whistleblowers, which I don't do. And then, it's just absolutely crazy. So go after your sponsors. Lawsuits. We've got the main one that we've got. If we look at this, if we come to, so my blogs are really good and I'm really proud of what I've done and my Avengers have done. We research as much as we can with the knowledge that we've got. And if you start reading our blogs from the start, we've changed our story a little bit as we've aligned it. We've corrected some of the blogs along the way, but the best lawsuit that I've seen so far was the one here. And it was the federal Yes, the first federal lawsuit, and it's actually set the precedent, because this lawsuit here has actually gone after not just Goliath Ventures, it's gone after Black Block Management, not Black Rock. It's also gone after both companies within the company. It's gone after Eric Clayman for emailing false rubbish. It's gone after Jonathan Manson, and it's also gone after Christopher. So it's gone after Christopher, the sponsor, the lawyer who wrote the contract, who also invested, and also Black Block, which was meant to be the independent auditor. You just can't get any better than this lawsuit. And this lawyer, if my opinion, I would recommend the way we've looked at this contract, and he's done a bloody good job. Now, a lawyer like that's probably going to cost you 20 grand just to get started. So if this court case wins, then I believe this will set the precedent. If there is money there, they will find it. And that's what, so this has actually gone after Goliath Ventures in Florida, and it's also gone after Goliath Ventures in Wyoming, because they shut down the company on the 3rd of September. I thought my job was done. Does that help answer the question there? What else have we got? After self-identity, are class action suits the best approach? Self-identity, I'm not quite sure what that means. I have no experience really with class action lawsuits. I had one individual who's a YouTuber trying to put together 30,000 people to do a class action lawsuit against a Ponzi scheme called Hyperverse, and he got all these people together, and then he introduced them into another scam. It was like, I can't believe he's done that, but that's what happened. So every time I hear a class action lawsuit, and also who's going to do a class action lawsuit in Dubai, and you can't do them because they don't have them. So all this stuff, and then I had to, and now this guy that did this has actually been liquidated. His company's actually been liquidated. So they caught up with him eventually, but in the meantime, he encouraged people to sign up for another platform. So words of my advice, I'll just get rid of that screen for a wee while. If I was going to give advice to anybody, I would be making sure that you aren't scouting around the internet looking for another opportunity that may trade your way out of the shit that you've got yourself into, because this is probably a bigger one than we normally do. But I normally say 60% of the people I talk to have invested not one but two Ponzi schemes. So maybe it's a good time to look at anything that you're doing online. If you're going to invest in crypto and the blockchain and anything to do with blah, 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 ping, 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 just buy some Bitcoin and sit on it and do nothing. Okay, that's my advice. That's my crypto advice. But don't invest with anybody that you need to hand over your money who claim they're going to do things. And if they claim they're going to do things, then that's the service that we want to set up an organization called the Avengers. We want people to come to us who have either invested or thinking about investing, and then we want to identify all the red flags. We're never going to give anyone green flags, but we will identify all the red flags that we see in any investment opportunity. And anyone that's offering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or more monthly is lying to you. And anyone that claims that it's insured and you can't lose is lying to you. And there's another company out there at the moment called the Onyx Reserve, and we're currently looking into them. On their YouTube channel, they claim that they can give you 3 to 7% return. And we can't verify this, but they have told us in writing that they've told us in writing that they have got no association with any investments to do with Goliath. However, Matt Burke is in their operations, and it's as dumb as it sounds. So yeah, what have we got here? Just have a look at this. Nothing there. Just have a look at anything else. So I'm just going through some other. So what else we got here? So hopefully that was I don't know what the best thing is. Susie's really good actually. Just because some attorneys are representing certain people does not mean they are the right counsel for you. And I cannot agree with that more. So the attorney that was in the 360 article, which I'm going to actually bring up. Also, if you want to help support me I'll do a bit of a pitch. This is Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. And when you go to my website at the bottom, you'll see you can support me on the left-hand side with Ko-Fi. And on the right-hand side, there's a little cup of coffee. And when you go here, you can actually buy me a cup of coffee, and that helps support the work that we do. You can see there's someone bought a coffee. You can actually have it anonymous. So no one knows who's buying the coffee, so you can keep yourself anonymous. And then we've got some people who buy me 5 cups of coffee, the real Donald Trump. No, I wonder who that is. So I do get money. I don't get enough money from YouTube to merit what I do, and I'm actually going backwards financially. I'm not asking you to support me financially, but I am asking you to support me financially. But what I'm saying is, when you're on Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, you can also go to post. And before I go live, I actually post the blogs that I publish and the video. So you can actually subscribe to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, and you can come in here and you can actually get my blogs. And that means that when I go live, you'll get emailed. And within Buy Me a Cup of Coffee, we also have memberships, and we have different levels of membership. So in an ideal world for me, if you can afford $5 a month, it really does make a difference. It all adds up. Or $10 a month if you want to be a digital sleuth, or a Ponzi slayer, or an Avenger for life. And I have had people sign up for those, and it's really much appreciated. But you can also go to Ko-Fi, and you can actually go to memberships, and you can sign up for different levels of membership there as well. And that really, or there's a join button under this video where you can join, and I've got like 5 or 6 different levels. Now, I don't do anything for the money because I'm too busy exposing scams, but what I am saying, I do appreciate the support. So if you do join as a member, it really would make a huge difference to me. But what I did want to show you, I hate saying but, is what we've got is that there was the smashing report. We were trying to find, what was I trying to do? Susie mentions, oh, right. So if you come to my website, we had mentioned, I think, if I go back, I'm pretty sure we mentioned, get rid of that thing now. I've got it opened up. How do we do that? There we go. I think we mentioned, I'm just waiting for it to go backwards. It's not going anywhere. The Law 360 article, and that was when we had our first lawsuits, and we thought it was quite comical. So some of the blogs that we've got here are quite comical. So there's Eric Clayman sending out a newsletter on behalf of Goliath Ventures. He was the lawyer that wrote the contracts that you signed. He's a defense lawyer, not a contract lawyer. And then he also invested in the company. So there's conflict of interest straight away. Over here, we've got the 3 lawsuits. And this sort of really pissed me off because the first lawsuits that we've got there are dressed up in the judge's outfit. The 3 lawsuits that we got were all in-house, basically. And when I showed the media, when I was in America, I showed the news agencies these lawsuits, and they go, oh, that's all in-house swabbles. And the lawyer that they had on TV basically wrote this article in 360, which is here. And in here, he insinuates that it could be, $1 million locked up. So Nick, his ex-business partner, and the person that bought his old business are the 3 lawsuits. So it's all kept in the family. And look what he said. And this is what we don't like. And I don't like this.
He said they have reason to believe that there are hundreds of millions, if not close to $1 billion, locked up among other participants.
So here's a lawyer claiming that they have $1 billion locked up. He said, have reason to believe that there are hundreds of millions, if not close to $1 billion, locked up amongst participants. Now, that's a pretty bold statement with no proof. Now, I would not recommend this lawyer to get me out of a parking ticket, because that is giving people false hope. Now, if I was a lawyer and I said to you, look, I'll represent you, but I've got no hope of getting your money back, you probably wouldn't use me. But if I sat here and I said, oh, look, we've got reason to believe there's $1 billion locked up, you're going to go with me, aren't you? So are these lawyers just, are they going after the next round of money? Are they helping the victims, or are they helping themselves? That's what I'm really getting to. But once again, if you go to my blogs, look for the one where Nick's just hired a Learjet to take his father, who's 70 years of age, on a holiday somewhere. And he's paying for everybody. And here's Nick. He's a real man. So there's his wife. No, that's not his wife. No, that's his sister. So you've got, is it Jenny Turner? And you've got Jerry Turner, Jenny Turner. You've got Nick. Have I got the names right? Nick. And then Bethany, which is meant to be the most loveliest lady ever, who's pregnant. Look at this. This lady's pregnant, about to have a baby. And her husband, Nick, has been having an affair for 3 years with another woman. Well, and Jerry, well, he looks pretty cool, looks pretty harmless. But this lady's been doing all the administration. People like Aaron have been doing all the administration for Money Mike. He's been doing everything. So who are all these people? So what I'm getting at here, guys, I wouldn't use these lawyers, and I'd probably hold back a little bit and just wait to see if we can help you find, like I said, I got an offer from a nice lawyer. We'll find some lawyers, and if we get word that there's a class action lawsuit going, we will let people know. But it's pretty hard for us because we can't be all things to all people. I'm a whistleblower. We cause disruption, and we just try and stop people from losing money, and we name and shame individuals that are running or promoting Ponzi schemes or scams, and we're pretty ruthless at doing it. So that's what we do. And when it comes to recovery, unfortunately, I don't think we've had any success that I know of. I do know one guy that lost 1.4 million. King Gamble from Australia managed to get 1.8 back, but that was a miracle. But I think the $400,000 that the guy was up on the deal actually was to pay all the legal fees and his fees and all that sort of stuff. So don't get too excited. But anyway, what else have we got here? Susie said, important to find counsel suitable for your situation. That's right. That's really good advice. That really is good advice. You might be $100,000 investor or a $50,000 investor, because I did have those. And then you might be a $5 million investor, and also the other one is, if you're going after the LLC companies, they're all owned by different individuals. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm pretty sure, I know there's property laws that saves a lot of people not having their property taken off them. But in saying that, if you've got a company, they'll seize the assets. We don't know how those companies are set up. So your sponsor may not have his company set up to protect himself. And then you could literally go after their assets, their cars. Remember, I think Nick's got Rolls Royces as well. So all that sort of stuff, really. What else have we got? Send $200 and, oh, wow, that is very generous. Thank you. Oh, dear. That's really, really nice. Thank you so much. That is really generous. Thank you very much. Oh, that's very much. That's very kind. I don't like I hate asking for money. I went to America and to buy a beer, because I quite like beer. It costs, with a tip, we're not used to tips, around about $18 a beer. So when we're in New Zealand, we are getting up to about $14, $15 for a beer. We can also buy a bottle of wine for $15, right? So when you're going out and you're having a beer and it's cost $15, that's sort of that's a lot of money for a beer. But when I went to the States, it cost $18. And that means, I think $18 US, I think from memory, would be around about $31, $32. So I'm paying $30 a beer, which is the same as your money, but obviously the currency rate. So that was a sort of a bit of an eye opener. So I didn't drink much while I was away, I'll tell you that. And also Ubers, like when I went to get on the airplane, they charge you $40 to take your bag, even though you've got your flight. Then they go, how many bags? And you go, is it under 17 kgs? And you go, yes. And then that'll be $40. That's like $70 New Zealand. So all those costs that I had while I was traveling were everything. And sort of like, to be honest, I'm a bit disappointed with the media and what's happened, I'll be honest, because they haven't mentioned anything about me, and I want to create awareness. So I've taken the risk, and I'm willing to take more risks and get more exposure and help more people from. But all I want is to be funded. So I have got some opportunities coming down the road, which is really, really nice. And everything, So I'm just sort of saying, what am I trying to say? thank you for the donations. It's much appreciated. It's not going towards my Lamborghini, my Ferrari. And if I ever do make millionaire status, I probably won't tell anyone, but there will be signs. So I really appreciate that. The other one is, let's have a look at something. There's something else I wanted to see. Well, one thing I have really enjoyed doing lately, and that's actually scouting the internet for, Goliath Ventures. So let's have a wee look at that. Now, is there any other questions? I'm not. You look great with a beard. Oh, thanks very much. It's a new thing. I've actually never grown a beard. Well, I lied. When I was 40, I grew my first beard ever. I tried to do a moustache when I was younger. Didn't take hold. It was my idea, but it was growing on me. That's not right. But anyway, when I went through a divorce at the age of 40, I decided I'd grow a beard because I was being a rebel. I had no one telling me I couldn't. And now I've got this big bushy thing, which is only about 3 months old, I assume. It is quite an unusual thing, but it's actually quite soft, which I quite like. And it's actually grown pretty good shaped beard. And I shave under here because when I first did it, it was so friggin' itchy. I'm thought, oh my God, I can't keep up with this. But yeah, I quite like it too. New look, you see. So when I'm undercover one day, I can shave it all off and you won't recognize me in case I get arrested and molested, as I say. I don't want to be about me, but I mean, there is a team of people here who spent hours and hours and hours fighting these scams. And it literally felt I was defeated today. I had a phone call with somebody who I admire in this industry. When I started doing YouTubing, I have my heroes in this crime fighting thing. So people like Barogi, the guy with the purple hair, Scammer Payback Center, Jim Browning, they've invited me. It hasn't happened yet, but they've invited me to go to the Scammer Payback weekends they have, which is really nice. And they bring up all the Indian call centers and give them a hard time. Normally, I would be online and I would be in the Zoom meetings here, and all these here are Zoom meetings of Ponzi schemes and scams that are on here trying to fool people out of their money. And we've got about 200 of these links, and we usually monitor those meetings and go after them and cause disruption. That's what I do. That's my take. So I'm a bit different than Trilogy Media. Barogi, of course, I've said him, and there's another guy as well. He's always got the glasses and he does the prank phone calls and he just wastes scammers' time all the time on the phone. He's really, really cool. Bogard? I think it's Bogard. But all those guys, we try to smooge with them. Queen of Karma is absolutely amazing. She's often comes on here and we talk and have a bit of fun. But we really spend a lot of time and energy fighting these scams. And people go, why do you do it? And I go, I'm not really sure. And they say, surely you've got better things to do with your time. I go, I have. I should be doing them to make a living. But I keep finding myself in these windows where I'm talking to people. I don't know what I'm trying to say, guys. But one thing I have enjoyed doing is searching for news articles. So you go to YouTube? No, you go to Google and you search for Goliath Ventures, even just Goliath Ventures. Oops. Oh, my goodness. I've clicked the wrong button. Are you guys still there? I've locked myself out of my screen. Hold it. No. You hope you guys are there. I'm back. Phew, that was funny. All right. So if I go to Goliath Ventures without pressing the lock key, now what you can do is you can go view more and you can actually see all the news articles that have come out. And 14 hours ago. No, I haven't seen that one there, I don't think. But let's have a look. 7 hours ago. Oh, so that's cool. Let's have a look at that one. So we can open these ones up. Fox Business, 6 hours ago. Haven't seen that one. 8 hours ago. Yep. 10 hours ago. And that's good. They've already published an article. That's good. I have been talking to a lot of these people. I'm just saying I have been talking to some of them. A Florida man arrested. Okay. And then a day ago. So all these here are brand new ones. So let's have a look together. 14 hours ago. Might have seen that one already. I think we have. And then this one here really interests me. So let's see. 14 hours ago. Okay. So I don't even know the name of this newspaper. But see, now this is how you see the real news, right? Because first of all, it's edited by Andrew Haywood and Stephen Graves. And, this is not a sponsored advert for Christopher. We've actually got what you call a, we've actually got, what do they call those people? I'm trying to think what you call them. A journalist who's wrote a story, right? He's even got a picture. He's even told you where the picture's from. So it's not been pictured. What have we got? I'm just going to skim read these. I'm just looking for my name, to be honest. I could lie. Ponzi scheme accused. Goliath Ventures. Is that it? Oh no, according to the complaint, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, so that's quite good. No video. Oh, is there a video? No. Ooh. Go blah, 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 blah. No, that's it. Liquidity. Oh, no, we're still going. Oh, so this is a great article by the look of it. So he's done a pretty good thing. So you can sign up for your next newsletter. But that's quite cool. Another thing we could do is search for Danny DeHeck and see if anyone's actually written about it. Because I only had one mention so far. Isn't that great? And then you can go news. And then you can see the articles that I've been in. So I've been there, Otago Times, Radio New Zealand, The Press, New York Times, Otago Times stuff, Vocal Media, Otago Times. You know, so that's how you do it. It's quite cool. So anyway, that was quite exciting. Okay, we've read that one already. That was good. So we've seen that one. What else have we got here? Florida man arrested over alleged $328 million crypto scheme. Ooh, but there's nothing in here about how he decided to go after the guy that whistle blew him for 300,000. Crazy, isn't it? Fox headlines, newsflash. Have we got this one? I think we have. Is this the same one? It's going to be, isn't it? Probably won't play. Didn't play yesterday, one of these, did it? Is that the same article? Okay. Some music. Is this never it? Never it. Can we just skip it? Okay, that's the advert. Still waiting for the advert to finish. I bet it's the same one we already watched, but just something different. Let's have a look. Is that it? Was that an advert? Oh my God, I'm not watching that again. Anyway, Florida man arrested, yada, yada, yada. Here he is, lovely photo of Chris. Yep, Chris. What have we got up to? Money, victims. Oh, look at that, Department of Justice. I stood in front of one of those signs a wee while ago. Yeah, okay, nothing really exciting there. It's the same stuff. Let's see what we've got here. Feds charged Florida man in connection with alleged $328 million crypto investment scheme. Ooh, let's see what he's got. Florida man. Oh, you had to. Hey, I'm going to try out a new site. So if I want to read more, I need to get behind their firewall. And I added a site onto my website today, which is quite cool. So if you go to theheck.com, right, and you want to read this and you don't have a subscription, I can't afford one of those, go to utilities and you come down to here and it's got remove paywall. And then you can put the address in there and theoretically, we should see the article and not have to pay for it. Let's see if it works. Nothing's happening at the moment. Maybe that's not going to work. Oh, no. Why? Okay, let's go to option 2. We'll try from a different angle. 404 errors. Has it got anything else? No. Okay, we're going to go back. Oh, we're getting lots of adverts. Maybe this isn't a good idea to add that link. No. So much so far for that. Remove. Let's try option 4. We're getting desperate now. There it is. Option 4. Right. Let's see how far we get. Read more. Well, that was great. Oh dear. Oh, well, I thought that might work and thought I might have discovered gold, so I added that link onto my website. Let's forget that one. Anyway, if you want to subscribe to them, subscribe and pay for the article like you meant to. Goliath Ventures Ponzi scheme former CEO arrested for a staggering, for crypto fraud. What have we got here? The Ponzi scheme. I can just cheat and go Danny. See if Danny is mentioned. Danny's not mentioned in here. Oh, I just want to create awareness. Conclusion. But anyway, there's another article. So it's all coming out of the woodwork now. You can subscribe for a year. Don't want that. How do I get rid of this? Remove, view, more mobile apps, continue for $1, check out, no subscription. Can't get paid. Oh, the Sentinel. I didn't know you had to pay for that. But anyway, there's a good article in there. I like the Sentinel paper. They're really nice to talk to. Just saying. What else have we got? Another one here. Real reporter, 34-year-old. So if he gets 30 years in prison, he's going to get out 1 year before he can retire. Do you retire at 65 years of age in America? Okay. No, Danny's not mentioned. So no one's seen my stuff. Oh, isn't that funny? It's Grant. So Christopher used to work for Grant and organises events, help organises events. That was before he went to In-N-Out Burger and got fired for stealing. Oh dear. Oh, well, I think I've done my dash. You guys have been very supportive. So what else have we got in here? Anyone? Yep. Hate it. Taking credit for the work you guys did. Yep. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. Well, I just want awareness. I just think the media play a really bigger part in this. And I think it would be quite cool if they talked about people that spend their lives, and they might do it later on. At the moment, they're just like breaking the news, if you know what I mean. But today's video was really about exposing how dirty tactics these lawyers are. If Christopher might think he's got good lawyers, but standing up to these lawyers does take a toll. And as I said at the start of this video, this lawyer here obviously tried to intimidate me because he's working for the dollar. Is he working for the man? Is he working for ethics? Is he working for values? Is he qualified for what? Is he qualified in the life journey? Is this the type of guy that you would employ to represent you in the courtroom? Someone who goes after a whistleblower, stating that they're going to try and get $300,000, or they're going to intimidate Danny to heck by filing what looked like an official paper that they're going to submit to the courts, claiming that they reckon that's going to cost $300,000 and I would have to pay the bill. They're representing a scammer who's stolen money from firemen. People have mortgaged their houses. People have put up their 401k, invested. As I said earlier on, there was a lady who put $100,000 into Goliath Ventures. And then it was so good, too good to be true, she sold her house. And in between selling her house and potentially buying another house, she decided to put her money for her house into Goliath Ventures. And then, I don't know why, but she took money, she got into debt with her credit card and used that money to also put into Goliath Ventures. So I'm just putting a ballpark figure on it. Let's say she put $250,000 in there. That means she would be getting 3% return per year. And if she hyper compounded it in about 18 months, I think she would break even. After that, she could take out her principal and she could make money. I'm not adding that up probably right, but that's what all these people did. You guys invested in a high risk investment scam, and that's disgusting. I know, you know now, and they were using your money to pay you the dividends, and you were feeling good about it. You finally thought that you've potentially, made discovered how they find gold and how rich people get rich. You watch people like Christopher. You watch people like Christopher flying around in Lear jets, expensive champagne and squirting it through a squirty gun, buying his girlfriend $1 million worth of handbags. Well, not handbags, but, lavish gifts over a year. Over $1 million spent on the girlfriend. Look, if I had a girlfriend that wanted me to spend $1 million on her in 12 months, I think I'd get a new one. Just saying. I'd be broke anyway. Having $4 million worth of car collection, 2 Rolls Royces, a Ferrari in Dubai, an apartment in Dubai, 4 houses. A Lamborghini, is it? Well, you have a Ferrari. You had it all painted with gold leaf all over it. Co-signing. How about this? The guys that we've heard reports of people who couldn't afford Ferraris, and Christopher has co-signed so these people can hire purchase their Ferraris and their Lamborghinis. Imagine that. So here you are looking at somebody driving down the road and going, oh, look at that guy, he's made that. He's living the dream. Tomo has got his, I think his purple Lamborghini, or saying to me, Ferrari or Lamborghini for sale. I got a photo this morning of one of the cars that are in a car yard for selling. And they said, we found out if we know the date of birth of these people. Now, this is where you can help us do our investigation. If we know the date of birth of these individuals, these partners, we can actually do searches and find the vehicles that they owned. And then we can see if they've got finance over them. That takes a lot of time, but sometimes there's a bit of fun. It's the most fun you can have with your pants on. Look, doing open source intelligent searches. So if you do know the birth date of, I think it was Mike Kachowski, we wanted to know his birth date because he's actually had 3 Ferraris, I think. And the one he's got at the moment was co-signed, I believe, by another suit filed by Saul. Oh, okay. Shall we look at that? I might just look at this suit if I can get this right. So there's another lawsuit filed by, and I'm probably doing this live is probably the worst thing I ever could do, but I'm going to have a look. Oh, yes. Yes, I knew about this one already. Did I know before you? Oh, I love my life. Oh, my God. I'm just going to bring that up. So there's been another lawsuit submitted, which is absolutely brilliant. And congratulations. Where are we? Hold it. Congratulations with the lawsuit. I'm just putting it on the screen right now. We know everybody. So this is quite cool. So let me show you what we've got here, kids. Don't get too excited. But this is a new lawsuit filed. And they've gone after, I don't know how to read these very good, and I'm probably going to make a bit of a hash from it. But this is the 5th lawsuit filed against Chris, and obviously the charges. So it says their name, nature of the action, it exceeds $50,000. And they're claiming that they were doing liquidity pool trading. So, you know, we do know lawyers, and we do know, you know, like Susie said in the chat room, that every lawyer is not ideal for every claim. But we do know that the people that we've been communicating with have actually found it a hard job to find a lawyer that would represent them and is the right fit. And as time goes on, we are going to find more lawyers that we feel confident recommending. And I'm pretty sure the lawyer that's done this one is probably good to go. So if you want that, if we want to, I tell you what I can do. I'm going to actually save this, and I'm going to give it a name. And what we're going to do for you guys, is there a link to this somewhere publicly, or should I upload it? And I'm going to call this, we're going to call this e-filed, and I'm just going to save it. Save it. Let's see if it lets me save it. I think we're going to go, yeah, I'm just going to call it the file name it is. One second, please call it, rename it, drop it in there. Did that not do it? 24, 1 minute, please, caller. Yeah, I think I'll just do this. Okay. I'm going to just shut that down for a second. We'll go back to that window. It's been naughty. It's been naughty. Let's go. Why can't I rename it? Why can't I rename this file? Oh, I see what it's doing. It's been really naughty. 1 second, please, caller. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to type it in. So the docket is 25, 24, 57. And Susie's going, he just said that backwards. I did it on purpose. All right, and that's that. And then we'll be able to, alrighty. So if you guys want a copy of that, what we're going to do is we're going to get it off my screen. First thing I'm going to do is open it up here. And now I've got that file there. And there's no link, portal download document. All right, that's good. Right, so now I'm going to come here. I'm going to go to my dashboard of my website. And hopefully it's not too big. I'm going to put that screen there while I do it so you don't see everything that's in my folders. I'm learning how to do this properly. I'm going to go to that. And let's see what we can do. Hopefully it's not too big. It's too big. I'm not going to give up that easy, guys. Watch this. So we go. Wait there. 1 second, please call. I'm going to give you access so you guys can download it, and I'll have it on my now, Punit Shaw, I think, is actually the one that's behind this one, which is quite exciting. So let's see what happens there. Site Manager, connect, and we will put it online so everyone can download it and get a copy of it and have a read. But this also is a good idea for you to do this, because if you're looking for lawsuits and what these guys are claiming and what they allege people are doing is actually going to be really cool. And I'm hoping, Susie, maybe you can tell me, is it true that What have we got here? So now I want to go here. Is it true? Have this one gone after the partner? That's what I want to know. Okay, I'm nearly there, guys. All that there. And perfect. Look at this. Alrighty, so let's go back to here. All right, so now we have got that document. And what I'll do, I've done it already. There you go. Is that? I won't say, but I think I know that username. All right, so now what we've got is a link where you can download that from my server. And what the heck? I mean, I want to record this. I don't know how long this is. 25 pages. Oh my goodness. Hey Steve, I'm live. Yeah, that's all right. How you doing? say hello to 100 people in the chat room.
Hello. Right.
Yeah.
Same. Hi, Steve. Anyway, yeah, I'll be carry on live.
All right. All right, mate.
Okay.
Sounds good, mate. Bye. It's my best mate. My best physical mate that I can touch. Oh shit, that's right. I've got that. Saturday tomorrow. So I just want to have a look. So nature of the action. Plaintiff provided substantial funds with Goliath. November the 25th was when he stopped getting money. What have we got here? Florida. Oh, yep. So that's the address. Now, I have been in that building, which is cool. I went up and down the lift looking for the 18th floor, finished up finding it. And the building's empty. Conditions, general allegations. That's what we want. Oh, so these exhibits as well. Oh, this is good. Thank you, guys. And I just want to say these guys are really taking a brave
252,557,517 PDF 3, 25
right.
256%.
I've just given that to it's not going to read, so you have to read it yourself. Exhibit A. Also, I've just got another person that I want to give that to. So I've got 2 reporters that will love that. So this is how quick information comes. Normally we get this information before they do. So we share it directly, and this will inspire people. So anyway, what else? Well, I don't really know. Most importantly, Goliath, blah, 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 joint ventures. We'll break this down, and if there's anything unusual in here that might help other victims, we're there to help. So the failure to pay, Exhibit B. Okay, so remitted plan 106. Fund reimbursed. Just having a look, make sure. Venture Angels. So who actually? Okay, so exit agreement, 106. So here's one that's not. This is only 106, isn't it? I don't mean only like it's nothing, but it's not a big one, which is great, because this sort of could set the precedence for people that are trying to go after the $100,000 rather than the, oh, hold it, it's getting more and more. Suffered judgment, interest. So 192 is what we're up to so far. And then, stuff offshore again. Oh, okay. I'm not going to get happy about that, but anyway, dear me. Exhibit A, I presume, what have we got? Hope you haven't got any phone numbers all over it. Joint venture agreement. Yep. Agreement. Bitcoin, business day, contributions, Goliath, Uniswap, reading all that really quick. Only up to page 10. Maybe you need to look at this without me doing it live on the internet. It's been, what do they call it? It's been redacted. We all know about redacted stuff. Withdrawals. So that's great. There's another one. Oh, good on you for doing that. And that's absolutely awesome. So it's going to be, can't believe they are going after interest. I think you have to though, wouldn't you? I mean, if you had a contract, actually hold it. Ooh. If you had a contract, I'll leave that lovely lawyer's face up there. So that's I think that's just a legal move. You'd have to, wouldn't it? So if you put $100,000 in, you're getting 5%, and 6 months later you're now getting 100. You've got $140,000 that you were theoretically told that was owed yours if you give them your money. I suppose you have to go for the 140,000, don't you? Yeah, but this, right. Just learned about the scam. Oh my God, no way. All right. Anyone got any questions then? That's a good one. So you've just learned about this, sent you the link. Thanks, Glitter Host. So did you send it to me? Oh, I see. Send me your personal email and I'll support you or something. Oh, cool. Oh, thank you. If you want my PayPal address, it is actually danny@theheck.com. And that's my PayPal address. People are asking me how to give donations, and I really do appreciate that. So that's great anyway. And what's this one here? Here's a link, Danny, Casual X. What am I opening up here? I'm just going to flip screens just while I'm clicking on links. I just want to make sure that we don't get offline and then all of a sudden find something else. Page not found. Oh, I see. Yeah. So that link doesn't work for me, maybe because I'm in New Zealand, just saying. All right. But thank you anyway. Oh, I lie. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So let's go back. It did load after all that. So let's go back here and we're going to search for, I presume that you can search for these people. So I'm just curious how this actually works. I might become a lawyer soon. HAL. And we need to go back to that there. Open that up and see if we can go to Panzertown, put that there, and last name, and oops, PALE. Let's see what happens. Search. Oh, first name, last name. I'm not very good at this game, am I? Oh, okay. And search on that last name, and let's go search. What have we got? Oh, that's really cool. So I've learned how to do that. Now I'm going to actually bookmark that. So I've got it D for bookmarks. And I'm going to go down to other bookmarks and I'm going to go find bookmarks. And then I'm going to go to Intel. I'm going to go to Goliath Ventures and I'm going to leave that there, save. So that's great. So that's how you find it. And then you can click on Chase. And I think you can get so many files free, can't you? And there's the lawsuits there. They cover the complainant, and that's 25. So let's open that. And there you go. Look at my. Is it the same number? Exactly the same. There we go. So if you can't find it, go to my website and that URL, but I'll keep that there. And that's one on one page. So that's the complaint. I think, and that's what we've read, isn't it? So let's just have a wee listen to make sure it's the same. It probably won't work, to be honest. Let's go back here, and then we're going to go to...
Follow this link to skip to the main content. Is your court hearing being held via Zoom?
Yep.
Learn more about remote court hearing.
Nah, it's not going to work with this one, but that's brilliant. Well done. Congratulations for doing that. If there's no guarantee you're going to get your money back right now, but look, some of these brave individuals are actually putting these lawsuits out, going for these lawsuits and getting them quick, and I think that's really commendable. Look, if anyone wants to speak on camera to the world, I can put you in touch with some amazing people. And I really would value anyone that has the balls to do that. So don't think you're a victim and you're silly. Be brave. You're fine. We know how it works. I do this for a living. This guy has to be, stopped. And that's what we're doing. So if you're here and you've got filters and you're on YouTube, did you know that you can do videos and then you can actually put a filter and you go under 3 minutes today? And now it will show you all the videos that were in the last 24 hours. And look, even I'm in the news. Let's have a look. Oh, Goliath Ventures, there I am again. Look, even live I am now. Isn't that crazy? Now, this is the other one that's really bad, right? I'm going to show you. So this is a crypto recovery company that's trying to lure people into thinking they can get your money back via crypto. And that was done 19 hours ago. So now you're going to get all these companies coming out here using crypto jargon to pretend they can get your crypto recovery. So let's have a look at one of those and let me warn you about that. So here we go. I'm going to turn the sound up. There is no sound. Yes, there is. Got lovely music. And here they're telling you that they are clever with technology, that they can go into the back of a website and they're going to go into the blockchain and recover your money. That is a total lie. There's no such thing as companies that will recover. And you will find them everywhere. So here's one here that we haven't seen. So let's have a wee look at that one there. Let's go open this in a new window. Let's have a listen to see this one. Have you seen this?
Lancha de Florida y la Guardia Fronteriza cubana.
Spanish.
Y ponen en libertad a un conductor de Uber venezolano que fue detenido por ICE hace algunos días.
Wow. Is that, why is that coming up? Wonder if they've got a bit in here about Christopher. Let's have a look until we find it. There's car chases. There's Donald Trump. There's a man standing in front of a camera. Maybe, oh, what's this one here? See, we go here. There must have been some Spanish news. Was that Spanish? Let's see what we've got. Hello, what's that one there? No. No, it just comes up in the search results. Oh, there it is at the end. There we go. Oh, there we go. Found them. Let's see what it says in Spanish. Anyone want to Spanish? Tell me what it
que
says.
habría recaudado más de 328 millones de dólares. Supuestamente, Delgado prometía alto rendimiento a través de inversiones digitales en su empresa Goliath Ventures.
He's going to jail for a very long time.
Las autoridades alegan que utilizó el dinero para pagar inversionistas anteriores y costear inclusive lujos como mansiones aquí en Florida Central. Si es declarado culpable, podría enfrentar hasta 30 años de prisión.
Y en breve regresamos con más noticias. Sigan en nuestra sintonía.
Ya volvemos.
What you need is a spammer fighting kit. And this is how it works. So if you've been naughty, whoops, that's not going to work. Hold it. If you're going to be naughty, it's green. Why has it gone green on me? If you've been naughty, it says go to jail. Oh my God. It says go to jail. If you've been naughty and you've decided to become an informant, then you get out of jail card free. And if you want to, we will, it's funny how it's gone funny on that one. I think my camera's changed. My lighting's a bit different today. Basically, this is visiting people in jail. And that's what I want to do. I want to visit Christopher in jail and ask him how he goes. Because he's never spoke to me. He's never spoke to me. Even Sam Lee, I eventually got to speak. But that's what I call our spammer fighting kit. All right, anyway, sorry about that, guys. We're getting way off track here. So what else have we found? Is there anyone else? So let's look at another one of these crypto recovery companies. So you guys know there's no way. So this one here is telling you, link in description. And this is what we normally do, right? So they've got Goliath Ventures new scam investigation. Trace your lost funds 2026 investor alert. And this is a scam company. And this is why I don't like YouTube. But they put these videos, they let people host these videos. I can tell you within 10 seconds this is fraudulent, but they put it on YouTube and they leave it there. It's just unreal. So you come down here and all of a sudden it takes you off to a site that you've found. Get expert assistance on your case. Well, it's personalized already. Trace lost funds, right? You come down here and you put your name in there. And then what they'll do, they'll reach out to you on WhatsApp, which I wonder if I've got WhatsApp back yet. Because they keep banning me. So after, oh, there it is. Verify account. Agree and continue. Use a different number. So my WhatsApp got banned today because they keep reporting it. It's absolutely lovely. So I'm just going to put that back online. So don't do this. All this stuff is rubbish. It's poos and wees. There's no such thing as getting your crypto off the blockchain. The good thing about crypto is, hold it, I've got problems here. The good thing about crypto is that you can't just help yourself off the blockchain. That's the good thing about it. So all these crypto recovery companies are telling you a bunch of lies. And that's not on. So don't fall for that shit. But anyway, you'll see them coming out. And the other one I wanted to show you was X. So if you go to X, and I'm signing back into my... So they have reported me today. And I had actually lost my WhatsApp, but now they can report me again. I've got no Facebook, no Instagram, no TikTok. What else have I got? No Reddit account, because these guys just keep coming after me. It's incredible. Your name. Danny. I'm just logging in. I just want to get this going again because I might have some other friends on WhatsApp that have been messaging me. And then I can go keep live. So let's have a look. Oh, it's good. I don't know if I'm allowed that. That does not look like. Okay, add a passkey. Add passkey. Boy, it's so complicated these days. Oh, hello. There we go. So I've got some other people here. So let me just get this back online because now I'm going to open it up here. Continue. And I'm going to go, 1 minute, please call up. Hope you haven't got anything else to do, guys. Account, privacy, link devices, link device. Just make sure I'm not displaying anything. There it is. Okay. Opening on both devices. Let's see what we've got. Unexpected error. I think it's been banned straight away. Isn't that amazing? Log in and restart. So now I'm getting my WhatsApp. My WhatsApp has literally been hacked where they're shutting me down. So, not only did I get a $300,000 lawsuit at 5 a.m. this morning, they are now reporting my WhatsApp continuously. And I'm unfortunately not being able to get on WhatsApp. But they probably think that's clever. They spent 2 months trying to take down my website with denial server attacks. I've had 11 copyright strikes actually, since I've been doing this. And now they are trying to stop me on WhatsApp. Isn't that incredible? I'll just try it one more time because perseverance is what we all need to do, isn't it? Don't you think that's crazy? So they're getting people to shut me down, and it's just exhausting. But only one I really am good on, if you are on WhatsApp and you haven't been able to message me, if you search my website for Signal, you'll find my Signal address. And that's going to make it worthwhile. No, it's telling me that I've got an unexpected error. Isn't that crazy? So log out and restart. I don't even know why that's doing that. That's just crazy. Anyway, it's on my phone. I'll read some messages out that I've got from people. I've got 42 messages here that I haven't read. And let's see if we can do anything with them. Okay, so we've got, thank you so much. That's good. So the charity actually that was accusing me or making me feel like they were going to go after me has actually come back and said thanks very much. So they've sort of changed their tune a little bit. Oh, we've got pictures of Christopher's cars outside. So what's that? Sheriff is outside his house right now. Oh, that's cool. All right, so we're going to actually show those. I'll just save them somehow. I'm going to forward them. So we have got the sheriff outside Christopher's car right now. House right now. Well, near enough. I'm just going to put them in somewhere where I can transfer them from here to here. Is that right? So in a minute, I'm going to show you that the sheriff is outside. He'll be tightening up Chris's ankle bracelet, or maybe he's breached his bail conditions by talking to people in Goliath and he's going to go to jail. So that's what I want to do. If you really want to go after Christopher, let's help him break his bail conditions so that he goes to jail and doesn't get the luxury of staying at home with an ankle bracelet on, which would be hard case. So let me show you those photos. We'll go down there, Avenger. Let's go to here and we'll bring them up on the screen in a second. Oh, I love doing this sort of detective work. So thank you to the person that sent them to me, and sorry I didn't do that sooner, simply because let's go here. Let's go 1 and let's go 2. That's a bit tricky, but it's worth the wait, isn't it? Worth the wait. It wants me to replace it, so I'll just give them another number. Let's go. Alrighty, so first thing first, car picture number 1. Right, that's good. And I'll do car picture number 2 straight away. All right, so what we've got, this is where Christopher, oh, brilliant. You know what they're doing, don't you? They're actually, I've been here. I've been in front of this house in the last 10 days. I was standing there. So this is actually Chris's house in Windermere Estate. And the police have cornered off his house. And look, they've even got, it looks like men standing there. They'll be going through all this stuff. That is so cool. Thank you so much to the person that sent me that. So there they are. Look, the sheriff is loading up the wagon and they've got evidence containers. This is priceless. Oh, I'm so red-pilled. It hurts. Red pills? What does that mean? What does that mean? So basically, the entire world is being ran by Ponzi schemes and predators, and we are just the normal ones. Well, I think that's true. I think that is, and unfortunately, I think that's true, which is quite scary, really, isn't it? So I'll run that across the top. But there you go. There's news here. News to hand. Oh, I've got noise for that, I think. Oh, let's have a look. Space Invaders, Boxing Bell. I think we've got Squid Games. Oh, yeah. News to hand. Christopher Delgado's house has now been raided by the police. They actively got sheriffs screwing out the locks of his house as they take his files from him. And if Christopher had been helping with the investigations, one would have to ask why they didn't do that sooner. Just saying. Anyway, I think that's quite funny. All right, so what else have I got? Let's see what else we can find. Any other goodies. So that's Christopher's house. Hey, Christopher, I know you can't leave and look at your other house because you're not in that house, are you? That was so funny. Hold up, I'm just going to thank that person. That is friggin' hilarious. If you look at my my live that I'm doing at around about, oh my goodness, 2 hours and 50 minutes in, you actually see I used those images. So thank you so much for those. Brilliant, brilliant. All right, so that was good. And then when was that posted? Today at, it's quite early. So it was early in the morning. What else have I got? Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind talking to this lawyer. So we've got a certain lawyer that people have given us has been retained by several affected parties. I understand he's working on contingent, which I think means no upfront fee. Yeah, I can't broadcast that yet, but I will verify that. Another thing that you want to do, guys, if you're on my what they call it, YouTube, go to my YouTube, broadcast, go to the Avengers. So just at DHEC, and then go to posts, and in post, you will find that I post things every now and again. So this is me in America. That's Richard. He's my mate. He's my truck driver mate. That's me standing outside in the Universal. That's me in front of the Department of Justice. That's me taking down Goliath, Danny and Goliath. That's me looking at that big building with the pointy thing. That's me in front of Abraham Lincoln. You get the idea, okay? So why I'm telling you that for is if I do find out this lawyer is really cool and he's willing to help and he's already taken on a few cases, I will post his information. And this is where you'll see it. So don't feel like you're alone. So that's really, really good. Thank you so much for that. What have we got here? Yep, so somebody else is telling me about the case, saying that the news her daughter is... oh, my goodness. I did remember that. Yeah, so, yeah. I do remember the story of that one. So I can't even tell you what that is because one of our victims had some connection with one of the partners that I can't tell you about. So that's really cool. Politics. The next house is bought from the house bought the ranch. Oh, that's quite cool. And homes. Oh, so do you want to have a look at Nick's home? Should we have a look at that? Hold on, we'll just read that. Actually, no, it's the house next to it. Okay, well, I'm going to actually, let's see what number it is. Okay, 32, okay. So I'm going to show you Nick's house. Would you like to see Nick's house? Let's just put that through there. For my angels, I'm just transferring. Now, it's not the one that I'm going to bring up on the screen first, but it will be the house next door. So let's find it. So you want to see what type of house Nick lives in? It's there. And I've been told it's actually, we've got the document. It's actually 733. So it is actually that house there. So, so that house there is Nick's house. So let's see if I can bring it up. So it's 323 Bella Place. Okay, let's have a look. See what we can do. So let's have a look at Nick's house and see what we can find. I don't know if it's able to be found. So, but the number that we want is 333. And I don't think that's going to work. So I don't think it's going to have unit 2 on it. No. So it's not. So let's have a look. We're going to go here and we're going to go look at Nick's house. So if you want to go get your money, Nick's got a Porsche. I think, he's got a Rolls Royce, isn't he? Okay. Florida. So technically speaking, if we search for that address, that is his house there. So now we're going to go and, there it is there. So it's a ranch that Nick's got. Is that his old house? Oh, fun. Is that his old house? Oh, fun. Well, we must have his new house. I think I have got his new house because they did say. Let me have a look. I'll just, do you think we should ring up Nick just to see if he wants to talk? I think that would be quite good, wouldn't it? Oh, that's probably why I lost my, well, I'm going to risk it. So let's ring up Nick and see whether he wants to talk to me. What's his name? Nick, Petrillo. There he is. Let's ring up Nick. He might talk to me today. He's probably just going to report me and I'll have my WhatsApp gone again. So that's his old house. That wasn't a bad house, though, was it? Look at that. Pretty good. We're just ringing up Nick. I think that's a beautiful house. And he's gone and got a ranch now. We'll ask him about it. He picks up the phone. We'll ask him, why did he move into such a beautiful house? And remember, he's got a $5 million mortgage on it. And this is the old house, by the way. Old house, everyone. Old house, not new house. Old house. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is what happens if you scam. You can live in a house like this. And no offense to the wife. I feel sorry for the wife that's about to give birth to Nick Petrillo's new son, who's just realized that her husband's a scammer. And it's just shocking. So, Nick, you don't want to talk to me? Well, that's no good. I'll have a look and see if I can find the new address then. I think we have got that one. I'll just have a look. Have we got that one? Have we got that one? Let's have a look. No, that's just a good article. I read that one already. You're behind the game. All right, so that's really cool. So that's really good. Who else have we got here? Waiting for a reply. Somebody. So I've got lots of snippets coming in. If I can tell you, I will. Do you have any documents on Chris's release? Do I have any documents on Chris's release? Yes, we do, actually. So I'll answer that one later. Yes, I do. It's on my website. My second latest blog actually gives you all the release orders for Christopher. There we go. So that's good. Who else have we got? I missed my WhatsApp. Oh, okay. I'm told to ring up a lawyer. That's good. What else have we got? This is your go through someone else who reports you. So hello, dear Danny. Is this your direct WhatsApp contact, or it goes through somewhere else who reports you? Don't know what that means, but that's good. I think I know who that is. All right, I'm just going to add them and go hello. I'll just say I'm still live. I hope this is not too... I don't want to break the live connection and realize I could have brought you some new news. Hello. This is Danny. So if you're watching now, you'll get a message, and that's really nice. So thank you very much for that. So I've just got back, and I have a feeling I know who that is. I won't mention your name online, so don't worry. Good on him. Yep. I think I do know that guy. I think I might have been talking to them before I went live. So that's really nice. Yes, I've obviously had a few problems. What else have we got? Okay. How do I... So I love this one. Okay, guys. I'm sorry this is not very exciting. It's midnight, so I've woke him up. Thank you for the donation too, Big Dick Daniels. It's midnight in Orlando, so it must be 6 o'clock here. 5 past. Admiral, that's not where Admiral lived. Yeah, I know. But it's where he used to live, isn't it? Well, this house has got a connection. I'm going to actually send that to you. But we've had that conversation, haven't we? How do I sue Putin? Punit, sure. Can you help create a group for people who can join forces, please? Not sure what to do. Now, this is an interesting point. We do have a group, and we are letting people join it. But there is a problem. if we create a group, we can't monitor who joins it if we just make it anarchy. And then they private message everybody and they tell them they can help get their crypto back. And we've learnt this from our previous stuff. So we just don't do that anymore. And we always try to make sure we have Florida numbers and, Washington, D.C. numbers, but we can't basically provide you a general chat group. And if you are in chat groups and people approach you telling you stuff and you've already been misled, then it's just not a good thing to do. So we do have a WhatsApp group. And if you go to, that's my lawsuits. If you come to deheck.com and you click on Deheck and you go to Goliath Ventures, and then if you want their phone numbers, you can click on that link here and you'll see everyone's phone numbers. Cool, eh? And then you go to WhatsApp here, and that will open up WhatsApp and that will get you, we will connect with you. See, I don't have WhatsApp anymore. WhatsApp on your phone menu. I'm going to try it one more time because I'm just curious if it works. Because I can't believe that my computer, I have to restart my computer to see how it works. WhatsApp, and I'm going to go link devices, link. That's why I use Signal. So I'll tell you what I'll do, because I know there's a lot of people in the chat room at the moment. Opening your WhatsApp. Yep, no, she's buggered. It won't work. If we go to the WhatsApp group, you can request to join our WhatsApp group and I'll message you directly. The link is in the chat room. And the other thing you can do is if you come down to, I tell you what I'll do. I will edit this right now. Boom. There it is. And whoops, get rid of those numbers. That was a bit silly. Okay, so now we go down to here. That's what we'll show you. And oof. And what have we got? Signal. I have to learn how to spell it. Signal. IGNALL. Look at that. Or connect with Danny Deheck on Signal. And you can create a fake ID name on Signal and be 100% anonymous if you want to. But I do like people's real names, just saying. And now we've got that. So now what we want to do is we want to go at Blunk Signal. Right, and then I'll make that a link. And we'll go link, paste here, there, and I can change my Signal link if it gets crazy. And there we go. So now I go update. And also, thank you, Susie. And then I've got the link. So if you really want to communicate with us and you really want to go the long haul, and if there is any monies and if there is things that we can do to help, I did something wrong then. 1 second. You can reach out to us on Signal and we will welcome that. I did it again. Get about shit. Don't want to do that. I'll probably get naughty now. Okay, and now I want to go here. 1 minute, please, caller. Full stop. All for a full stop. That's how perfectionist I am. Right, and now we go update, and I've done it again and again and again. I'll probably have to blur all that out now, but anyway, that's okay. Let's go back. They are publicly listed phone numbers, just saying. All right, so now what we've got is you can click here and you can click on Signal, and it will take you to my Signal. Always allow, and then you can go open and message me on Signal, and before you know it, you can connect with me on Signal. So download Signal, get that going, and by all means, reach out to me, and that's my most stable environment. It's pretty cool. All right, I think we're nearly done. Stop being scared of lawsuits. Stop being scared of lawsuits. Wikipedia. Oh, no way. They're in Wikipedia. I just got a message from a good friend of mine, which is, I'll say it for Susie's benefit, but there's always a good strategist around, but let's go. Okay, so they're in Wikipedia. Let's see. Oh, my brilliant. Look at this. Oh, we're going to read this. This is really good news. I think my lips are out of sync, but look at this. Here we go. Oh, my goodness. How cool is this?
Goliath Ventures was a cryptocurrency investment firm based in Orlando, Florida. On February 24th, 2026, the United States Department of Justice announced the arrest of the firm's founder and chief executive officer, Christopher Alexander Delgado, on charges of wire fraud and money laundering, alleging that the firm had operated as a Ponzi scheme from January 2023 through January 2026, defrauding investors of at least $328 million US. 1. 2.
Hey, how about that? Yeah, that means a lot to me. Anyway, getting better because I can see this is the first time my name's in here.
Goliath Ventures was founded by Christopher Alexander Delgado of Apica, Florida, and was headquartered in downtown Orlando. 3. The firm purported to generate guaranteed returns for investors by placing funds into cryptocurrency liquidity pools on decentralized exchanges. 2. Delgado had been a public figure in Central Florida, known for philanthropic activity, including a pledge to donate $2 million to the Angel Army Drug Abuse Prevention Initiative in 2025. 2. He also made a failed bid for the Orange County Board of Commissioners in 2022. 2.
Look at this, everybody. This is my proudest moment. Wikipedia, I've got a Wikipedia page.
In September 2025, New Zealand-based investigative journalist Danny DeHeck began publishing reports alleging that Goliath Ventures was an unregistered hedge fund operating as a Ponzi scheme. 4. DeHeck's coverage included the publication of photographs appearing to show Delgado with prominent political figures, such as FBI Director Kash Patel, at the White House, which DeHeck cited as evidence of the firm's efforts to cultivate an image of legitimacy and political access. 5. The Orlando Sentinel separately reported that Delgado had attended a bill signing at the White House with prominent Orlando socialite Jacqueline Siegel. 2.
Wow. Oh, look at this. That's brilliant.
DeHeck also reported on what he described as links between Goliath Ventures and My Liquidity Partner, MLP, a cryptocurrency scheme that collapsed in 2022. According to DeHeck, the two operations shared an identical business model, overlapping personnel including Delgado and Goliath Chief Operating Officer Nick Petrillo, and he published a photograph dated January 19, 2023, purportedly showing Delgado and Petrillo meeting with MLP operator Verlin Sanchianco during the period of MLP's collapse. 5.
Do you know the 19th of January, which I shouldn't say online, it's my birthday? October 2025, Goliath Ventures filed a civil lawsuit against DeHeck, well, that's been squished now, in Florida seeking damages and injunctive relief. Oh, man, this is good. I'm going to actually give that to a couple of people I know. Check out this one. Boom. And anyway, Goliath Ventures civil case against DeHeck Florida judges. Danny has stated that he was providing information to Homeland Security investigations in connection to the case since September 2025, the 1st of September. How cool is that? That's so cool.
According to the federal criminal complaint, Delgado solicited victims to invest substantial sums of money under false promises of monthly returns generated through cryptocurrency liquidity pools. 3.
Wow.
Federal prosecutors alleged that while Goliath obtained at least $328 million from investors, only approximately $1 million was ever placed into a liquidity pool.
Wow.
2.
Wow, that's so
Victims
sad,
were induced to invest through personal referrals, professional marketing materials, luxury events, and charitable sponsorships. Beginning in late 2025, investors who attempted to withdraw their funds encountered delayed payments, shifting explanations, and restricted access to account information. 2.
Wow, that is so cool. I'm sorry I'm getting distracted here, but I'm actually trying to send this to off the media because I think it's so cool. Let's have another one.
The case was investigated by IRS Criminal Investigation and Homeland Security Investigations. 1. Delgado was arrested on February 24, 2026, and charged by criminal complaint in the United States District Court for the Middle District of Florida. Case number 626MJ01240 LHP. 3. He made his initial court appearance the same day and was released from custody by a federal judge. 2.
Yeah, so he's obviously there's more to come. Larry Lane, oh yep, that's something else. Vince Spin, good. Recovery. Yeah, oh, it's a shame. I'm just reading his message. I've just got $150,000 victim just right there in front of me right now that I've just found out about. Vince, I wonder if Vince wants to give us a ring. Let's ring him while we can. Vince is claiming he's a victim, but it would be interesting to see. It's midnight there, is it now? Well, he won't mind. Matt. Who else was the other one? Greg Fox from NBC. Yep, all those names you might be familiar with. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. All right. Anyway, hi, I'm here. I'm live. I think we're done, aren't we? Oh, look at all this. Look at that. Look at that. Linked. Oh, that's great. That's great. So, if you need to, click on Signal. You can connect with me on Signal. If you want to join our WhatsApp group, reach out here. As we said, we'll have our Avengers reach out to you and they'll ask you a few questions. But let's do this, guys. You know, we've got people like Cash Patel shaking hands with this guy now. You know, in some ways that endorses people. We've got, you know, people like Steve Davis driving around in yellow McLarens, you know, who used to be firemen, individuals that have got a history with them who started up other Ponzi schemes that have been stopped previously. And that's going to be the next thing. They're going to look for other ways. But today it was about me waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and Chris's lawyers coming after me, claiming they were going to sue me for a $300,000 worth of legal fees because I have reported the truth. And if it wasn't for my key Avenger, it would have just not happened. And you guys need to go to bed, and I need to go enjoy my Friday night with my partner. Relationships are the most important thing that you can have in your life. And Ponzi schemes and scams destroy relationships, friendships, long-term family connections, aunties, uncles, because that's how they grow. This didn't grow on a billboard. You didn't drive down the road and see Christopher on the billboard and read, oh, get 3% to 8% returns per month. Did you? No, you didn't. You met some dear friend of yours and they said to you, look at what I'm getting. I'm getting this much money per month. I've invested it. I don't know. It was doing nothing with the money. The bank was giving me no money. The bank wasn't giving me the returns that this company is. I've taken all my money out of the bank, they say to you, and I've put it all into this Goliath Ventures thing. Look at the guy. He's loaded. He's flying around in Lear jets. He's wearing nice clothes, got beautiful women around him. And look at the way he parties. Look at the cars he drives. Look at the houses he's bought. All in the last 12 months, he's made all this wealth. I trust him with my money. And look, I'm getting the dividends. And that's what they might have told you. And then you finally, like the squeaky door gets the oil. And it ate away at you until you thought, I want some of this. I'm a bit down. I'm a bit low. I'm sick of being poor. I've watched Instagram too much, where I'm starting to believe that those flashy lifestyles that those people have is real. So you gave in. You trusted your friend. You listened to the hype. You didn't do due diligence because you didn't really understand blockchain. And that's okay because that's part of their strategy. They make all these big words, like even blockchain can be a big word, but decentralized, you know, pancake swaps, liquidity pools, you know, what are called Bitcoin mining, you know, not saying this was a DAO, but DAO was another word, decentralized autonomous organizations. They talk about, you know, make sure that you're safe on the internet. Make sure you got your key phrase secret. Don't tell anyone your key phrase. They give you good advice like that where they're telling you that you need to be secure on the internet. They give you education platforms. All these new things that your body is trying to absorb so that you can learn about crypto just like they were when they started. They didn't know anything about crypto. Look at the money I'm making now. And all of a sudden that eats away in your brain. Maybe it's a form of, you know, brainwashing, or you're getting hypnotized. I think that was the one I was meant to say. So you're getting hypnotized by me at the moment. You're going to be in my YouTube channel. You're going to hit the like button and the thumbs up button, and you're going to subscribe. That's what you're going to do, because I'm telling you that's what you got to do. And eventually if I keep saying, click that button, hit subscribe, hit that button, click subscribe, you're not even going to think about it. You're just going to hit that button and subscribe because I tell you 10 times. You know, can you say this? I'm not a pheasant plucker, I'm a pheasant plucker son. I'll be sitting plucking pheasants, all the pheasant plucking's done. Now you try saying that for the first time without slipping up your words. I'm not a pheasant plucker, I'm a pheasant plucker son. I'll be sitting plucking pheasants, all the pheasant plucking's done. You know how I learned to say that so smoothly? Because I practiced it over and over again. And that's what your mind will do. It will convince you that you're missing out. The fear of missing out. That's what they do. Oh, calling you an idiot, uneducated because you haven't invested like they have. Using techniques like, why wouldn't you want to do it? And then you want proof, and they're showing you the proof. And then you try to challenge it. They have an answer for everything. When I was a Jehovah's Witness, I used to knock on your door. And people used to open the door, and I'd say, I'm a Jehovah's Witness, and they'd shut the door. And you'd go, oh, that's not very good. I know what I'll do. Next time when they open the door, I'll say, I'm a Jehovah's Witness, and they'll say, I'm not interested. So then I'd say, do you mind if I ask you whether you're not interested in Jehovah's Witnesses or religion? And 90% of people would say religion. And then I would say, I can understand that because religion is responsible for a lot of the mayhem that's going on at the moment. The majority of wars that are happening are all based on religion. I'm not here to change your religious beliefs or peddle religion. I'm here to ask you questions about the meaning of life. Now, before you knew it, if that person said, I don't care whether I live or die, then I'd go away and I'd come up with the best answer that would neutralize the obstacle that I had to overcome until I got to the stage where I'd get somebody having a Bible study within 2 hours. And that's what it's like, guys. It's the same with all this crypto shit that you hear. I'm not a Jehovah's Witness anymore now. I do respect people who have their own beliefs, but I won't stand for anyone that tries pushing their opportunity on me or their religious views on me. Oh, if I want it, I'll go get it. I know there's a God. I think there's a God. Don't care if there is or isn't. But if there is a God, I want to find my own way. I'm not going to sit there and have a group or a community badger me into living my life a certain way anymore. I'm going to leave you in a minute. It's your money. You can do whatever you want with your money. But when anyone is trying to lean on you and tell you what to do with your money, you need to stop. As one friend of mine says, you need to halt. And halt means you are hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. No one should be rushing into doing any investments. Sit, halt. Take 5 minutes before you make that decision to click that button and transfer your life savings to someone like Christopher Delgado, whatever his name is. Anyway, guys, I love you like brothers from another lover. I'm out of here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the donations. It's very, very generous. I'm working tomorrow because I have to work for a living, and I sell these watches for my mate that rang me up a few minutes ago. So I won't be online tomorrow. So you have a day off, which I think will be your Friday. And I'll probably see you on your Saturday, which is my Sunday. Love you all. Thank you so much for the support. And I'm glad I didn't get sued for $300,000 today. And it's nice to know that I've only got 4 lawsuits going now and not 6 like I had last year. See you in the next video, guys. Thank you.